All right. Check one, check two. Check one, check two. Anybody got a copy? Let me know if you can hear me now. Anybody hear me? Audio clear. Bingo. All right. Fire, fire. Yeah, sorry about that. I was trying out the little music option on here. We wolves aren't so good with technology. But yeah, I don't know. I got a new laptop. Something happened to my old one. And so I'm trying to set stuff up here. So anyway, all right, guys, it's your boy, the Bad Wolf. Once again, I want to thank you guys for checking in. So as I was saying earlier, or miming earlier, just drinking a little purified water here, my little hydrolyzer. You can get these on Amazon, and they're only like 20 or 30 bucks. But when you press the button, it turns blue, and it beeps when it's ready. And then essentially, it splits up the hydrogen and the oxygen in the water and adds those additional health benefits to you. So I do that, and then I put it in this little mug. It's supposed to add positive energy to your water. It tastes so much better than regular tap water. All right, so that's just me. All right, so what do we got here? All right, we're just going to name off a couple of peoples here. Luxury Leader, new member. Thank you for being a part of the Wolf Pack. Joshua, and you're a North American national. Yes, hey, we're all nationals, so fire. I'm just glad that you guys are woke and know that. Tim, JB, Judith, Divine, Magic, looks like altruism first. Okay. DJ. Okay, you guys can hear me. Good. Deborah King. All right. Wolf, are micronations better than private communities? Essentially, they're the same thing. Clarion, my first live catch. All right, that's what I'm talking about. I might have some people popping in here later, like A6 and whoever else. I'll probably open it up in about an hour. Today, we're probably only going to do about maybe 2 hours, 2.5, something like that. And just want to kind of bounce in here as we almost are at 30,000 subscribers. So a lot of people are learning this. But to jump back to your question first, micronations and private communities are the same thing. They're interchangeable, just like the words state and country are synonymous or meaning the same. They mean the same thing. So, okay, Joshua said, nah, big homie, I've been emailing you. I'm North American national via bypass. Okay. Yeah, sorry for any of those people who haven't gotten back to you. My email also went down. The energy either from me or the system or something has just been haywire. All of my electronics have been going crazy. My main credit card or debit card got hacked. Something's going on. I don't know what it is. Let's just say it wouldn't be the first time I've experienced such oddities. But so I apologize for anybody who's late on getting any of the materials or whatever. Things have just been way off. So, but otherwise, we are good. So yeah. Small private communities and micronations are the same thing. Just typically private communities, they've gone to like the IRS and, well, it's public knowledge, so I'm not going to hide it, and gone to the IRS and literally obtained a governmental EIN for their private communities. Okay, because that's a thing. And educational information only. If somebody were to create their own government or micronation, get an EIN, there are certain tax benefits, tax exemptions for that. And, some of these communities have their own police force, their own constables and whatever else we're just going to say. So, lots of things to do with knowledge. Sam says, glad to be on the live. Hey, thank you for showing up. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for sharing parts of your day, your time, your life. It's always funny because when I do consultations, people are always like, I feel like I know you. Well, at least you guys can see me. All I get to see is little glyphs and letters printed on there, and whatnot. So sometimes people do send pictures of themselves when they email me. So it's good to be able to see who put a face to the name in the dark. Because otherwise, for me, it's like this: who needs help? What? Okay. So it's all to the good either way. Is that general post office thing is legit? Yeah. It's not supposed to be used for a permanent thing, but putting general post office instead of your actual address and then city, state, and zip will have them sending your mail to them, in which case they will hold it for, I think, 30 days, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me, but they'll hold it for a while, and then if you don't come and pick it up, they just toss it. So, if you give them that as your address, they will try, to send mail to you, but it'll go to the post office. Budokan 1, peace and hair grease, Badwolf. All right, appreciate you. I ain't got much hair. I don't know. I was getting a little thin. The wolf's, starting to mature a little bit. So, but I'll still rock some hair grease just with a bald head and some grease on it, looking all crazy. Andre, hello all. So everybody, what's up to Andre? Barry Kid. And so yeah, guys, check this out. So, all right. So recently, and I won't give up names because I protect my people, but yeah, so an NYPD police officer contacted me and verified his information and asked me to help him change his status. So, wow. Yeah. So more cops are learning, they're waking up. As I talked about this a little bit in our other groups. Once again, I won't mention names, but we've done an individual in FEMA. We've gotten a couple of guys who are either in the DOD or are retired from it. One of our people in our wolf pack are friends with Donald Trump, and said that they were going to be speaking to him about this information. Like I told you guys, people don't know this stuff. They're so used to living under the state's juris that people forget that the Constitution is the supreme law. Okay, the Supreme Court. All of the states gave up a percentage of their ability to make absolute law by being a part of our nation. So other things that have been up, a lot of them have witnessed the process. Oh yeah, they watch. Salute to Black Side 32 from Budokan. Thank you. Oh yeah, I got lots and lots of free files coming your guys' way. Some files that were, for pay or whatever are going to be free. I'm still going to maintain. I only try to charge for the stuff I put together if I find it, or if it's already out there, or if it's something that should just be free in general. I will always present that to you guys for free. So thank you for bearing with me. I'm going to be dumping a lot of files in the next 30 days on there. You guys are going to be blown away. I'm going to pack up what I can get in there, and I might have to buy more space to put more files. So we're going to get that going. As always, everything is education, entertainment, even though we know that from our personal experiences, these things are real. But we have to promote it that way so that people don't try to hold me accountable or whatever. And as always, guys, make sure that when you're doing these processes, that you make sure that you are vetting the information and not doing anything that's going to get you into trouble. I know a lot of people have been doing the 1099s and whatever else, and it's not that they're not legit, but how you fill out the information or how you are told to fill out the information can get you into some types of trouble. So be careful with that. All right, so let's see here. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I forgot to I have to actually click on the next comments here, so I apologize. Try to go through. Okay, doing some research about hemp being banned makes me wonder if it's fiat at a point in time. Yeah, I mean, everything back in the old days was fiat. It was all currency. It was all used to barter. That's what everything was. It wasn't even, there was no paper, money. People didn't trust that. That was junk. You needed to have a skill or, some kind of tangible object. So yeah, hemp and all that stuff, they were trading that stuff for currency. Like now, if you go up to somebody, hey, you want a basket of fish for some gold? They're like, bro, what? But that's what it was. But that was also done in the private. You just privately did that. You meet somebody, hey, let's exchange goods. My attorney said the Constitution has been rewritten tons of times. Well, yeah, the original one was, but you also have to ask which one. Are you talking about the United States of America? Are you talking about each state? You talking about Washington, D.C.? Those are three different areas of constitutions. But even ours, yeah, it's been rewritten, and they continually add to it on, certain things. The core things haven't changed, at least recently. Fire. Judith, thank you. Oh yeah, you guys are welcome. I don't share all of people's personal experiences for obvious reasons. I protect my people, my clients. But yes, we have a lot of successes, and the only times we haven't gotten a success is when they ignored constitutional law, which is a violation. They have to provide remedy. That's one of the things you guys don't understand, is that in everything that you guys do and deal with them, by law, they have to provide some form of remedy, because what they're doing is not judicial, it's legislative. They can create statutes and codes for themselves. A lot of people doing these things but don't know the importance to change your status. Well, yeah, because once you put on that all caps name, that is your death mask. Okay, you can't interface in their dead world. You have to put on that mask in order to deal with them in their jurisdiction. They don't have jurisdiction over the living man, okay, unless you agree to it by contract. So it's like one of those Indiana Jones techniques where they switch out the idol, for the straw man. It's like, oh, here you are, and here's the straw man. They go, gotcha, So you have to understand what they're doing. Beware cops trolling, and also Donald Trump is a puppet like the rest. Oh yeah, they're all. It's all. Squares, Masonry, Beam Republic, and Black Squares both the time. Yeah, it's a checker. It's everything to them is a proverbial checkered board or chess board of black and white, good and evil, balance and death and life, growth and destruction, all that stuff. So, oh yeah, they're all. It's all entertainment. That Will Smith stuff. Beyonce, that's all entertainment. They're all actors. Look them up on, I think it's IMDb or what's the other one? Wikipedia or whatever else. It says actor name on there. They're all assumed. Even the Department of State. If you look on the Foreign Affairs manual, it says that your name on your passport in all caps is a assumed name. It's not really you. It's your death mask. Angelia, what's going on, girl? I see you over there. Thank you for checking in. Going to put you up there with your weird bat creature thing for your icon still. That's awesome. Let's see who else we got in here. Bells ringing. Oh, the key. Knowledge of Enoch. Guys, get your hands on the book of Enoch. Read it several times. I have. Each time you're going to learn something new. It is some of the most esoteric, deep knowledge to awaken your soul. Okay? Because remember, these guys, they don't care about money. They don't care about credit or any of that stuff. They're playing for your souls. They're harnessing your energy, your life force. And when you realize that, then you understand why they don't care about any of this stuff. They don't care, To acquire property with a 1099-7, I think you probably meant A. Why are we the borrowers? Well, we're actually not the borrowers. They call us that. Trying to word this carefully. They call us that because we basically are allowing them to put us in that position. But remember, you're the ones providing the promissory note, which is the credit. They use that to obtain the credit. Look up the GAAP, General Accounting something principles, and read all about what really goes down. Because banks can't loan their own money. They can't loan their own assets. And there is no money, so they're loaning you credit. Well, where do they get the credit from? That's what you have to ask yourself. Ash, facts. Yes. All right, let's see. The Bill of Rights hasn't changed. Correct. All right, what else we got here? When I attempted to use 1099A, I found using consumer law helped me do a little bit better and more. Yeah. See, you can't just, you can almost do whatever you want, but if you don't have the codes to back it up, then they're just going to say, nope, it's not in the law. The law is very precise. You have to find exactly what benefits your situation to use it. Otherwise, they're going to ignore you. Like we say on the north side here, they're on that catch me if you can type, stuff. So the banks and whoever else like, yeah, you're right, but you don't have any code to back it up. And if you're not willing to possibly take me to federal district court on it, then it's whatever. Can we charge them in our micronation per question asked us? Oh, you can always bill them. They'll try to bill you. So bill them. Send them a bill. Break it down and say, hey, this is what you want to talk to me. When I do my UCC one, I have a fee schedule. When I send them a letter, I have my fee schedule in there. You want to use my name, you want to contact me, you want my fingerprints, my likeness, whatever. You want to ask me a question, you want to go on my property, blah, 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 blah. If you ever arrest me, if you detain me, if you do this. That's why the guy in Florida won $404,000 for being detained on the side of the road because they were depriving him of his constitutional right to travel. But he was also willing to take them to federal district court, which is also why I kind of mentioned this in my videos. I'm learning this Federal Rules of Civil Procedure. Why? Because this is what's going to enable me, anytime I'm bothered in the future, okay, to take them to court and act as an attorney in fact and sue them in there without having to need a lawyer. And these books are relatively cheap on Amazon. You get you one. And you learn how to move. I will also, once I accomplish that, be sharing the basic ways of how to do that for people or doing consultations for it or whatever else. How can you tell me if your status, how can you tell if your status has been changed? Your status has been changed the moment that you realize what's going on. You've always had it as a birthright, as a state citizen, which makes you a national of the United States. If you're talking about via the passport, card, and book or anything else, they will almost never just have a parade down the block saying you've changed your status, So you can do a FOIA on your application and for a passport. You can have your passport ran if a cop is willing to do it. Other than that, it's really your declaration of knowing what it is and using their codes and creating your own affidavit or getting one from me or somebody else, and then having that notarized and using that for whatever walk of life you're going to use. Or you can contact the Secretary of State and ask for the certificate of non-citizen U.S. nationality. And if you get that granted, there's your solid proof. Okay. Chris Howl says, since legal tender is not money, making a contract or purchase with gold, silver for things cancels out all of their contracts. Your buddy's house to get him to buy yours. Yeah, there's truth to that. But see, if they don't know that's the truth, then they're going to ignore it. When you deal with the low-level functionaries, they don't know what's going on. So their lies, the lies that are told to them become their truths. And their truth becomes your hurdle. So, yeah, I've seen people try to pay off their house with one silver piece, which by supreme law, one gold piece of almost any value is more than fake imaginary money that's not backed by anything. So, yeah, it should be. But in their world, they can't accept gold and money or gold and silver, whatever else, because it's been outlawed for them as a currency. It's not backed by anything. So they're going to be like, meh, it's cute, What if I started redeeming my check in lawful money? Fire, okay. But I'm not understanding whenever I spend money, the balance goes up in the account. Is that how it's supposed to work? Y'all be asking some questions, boy. Let me tell you. Oh, man. If educational reason only, you're dealing with positive. Everything we deal with is in that they consider money is a negative. It's a debt. It says right on the the $20 bill, this is a promissory note for all debts, public and private. It's an IOU, so you're never really paying anything off, you know. So we can talk about that a little bit more in the private if you want, but in general, yeah, it's you're dealing with, it's fire that you did that. Most people, I've made some videos on this. A lot of people they're sleeping on what I'm sharing. You guys have to go to my main YouTube channel. My top 100 videos are on there. Scroll down to the bottom, and there should say view more files or view more videos, excuse me. Click that, or go to my playlist and click the full video list option, and then you'll see all the other videos. So like fragrance right here, you got it. You're playing with positive money, because now you are recognized as being outside of that jurisdiction and in the private and getting compensated for your labor properly, which is a plus. It's a positive, not a debt. It's not a negative note. AJC, the escape room. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? I see you, 111. All right. Lisa Anderson. Peace, James. How you doing, Miss Lady? What else we got here? Jersey, greetings. All right. I'm working through my passport. I ran to the DMV last month to change my signature to include without prejudice. Nice. A lot of places won't let you do that because they're catching on. And even though you have the right to do that, they want to basically say like this: you can't reserve your rights if you come into you can't protect yourself if you come into my house. You just have to take it how it is. Grab ankles and go to your happy place. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I can protect myself. A lot of these low-level functions, they don't know. So if you can, you should be signing everything without prejudice. But a lot of people, when they go for loans now, some of these dealerships are being told, don't let them sign without prejudice, UCC 1-308. So if you can, do it. If you can't, then contemplate what you are signing. That means there's some hidden stuff there that they don't want you to be able to take advantage of. They want to limit you. Roger, thank you, Will. Yeah, anytime. Will AG, what's going on? Hey, it takes a king to know a king. It takes a queen to know a queen. All right, it takes a wolf to know a wolf. Just started off. Where do I begin? Well, for the average person out there, I suggest, and people have said, I would get your hands on books by David E. Robinson. I would Google search judgedale.pdf. I would watch my personal videos on status correction and learn all that stuff. You have to learn where all this begins. And in short, it begins where when we got the birth certificate, we were brought into the system of the jurisdiction of the state as a federalized state employee. And that is where they put us underneath their jurisdiction, because there's multiple jurisdictions going on around us. When we did that, we became a federalized state employee, and we waived our rights when we used their name in all caps and their materials to be an employee who is not directly underneath the jurisdiction of the Constitution, which is the supreme power of the land, which is where you've heard them say, you don't have to pay taxes, you don't have to pay this, you have the right to travel, you've got all these things. So we need to go back and look at the Constitution. We need to go back and look at the Bill of Rights and all those things, because that's where the power that we have comes from. Nobody will enforce any of that stuff for us unless we go to them for help. I'm 17 and planning on becoming a U.S. national. Where should I start? Spirit, you already are a national. We're all U.S. nationals. They try to confuse us. When you're born in your state, you're born in the republic of your state, meaning on the land and in the free. The hospital issues us a baby certificate with our feet print on there. And those are our free documents that most people don't have. Then our parents, unfortunately, don't take that usually. And then they take the certificate of live birth. And then the certificate of live birth is usually converted into a birth certificate. So same thing for you, is understanding that anything that they give you, okay, understand this. They don't want to give you anything that proves that you are a constitutional citizen or a national of the United States or a U.S. national. They don't want to give you anything like that. That is going to be hard to get. So if they're giving you something, it is their way of contracting with you, because slavery has been abolished. So you can't have forced compellence over you unless you agree by either verbal agreement. Do you understand what I'm telling you? No, you just agreed. Or you sign some kind of agreement or use their benefits. Okay, a benefit would be using the zip code. There's no law that says you have to use the zip code. A signed contract is when you sign your tickets. Okay, and you sign into the whatever. Anytime you're registering something instead of recording something, you're signing and waiving your rights to your freedom. You speak on form 15227. Didn't I just make a video on that one? Yeah, 15227. That is the form where you are getting a PIN for your social security number. When you get that PIN, you are essentially locking your social security so that anybody out there using it without your consent or going to try to use it from that point forward is not going to be able to use it. Okay, so you're locking it. They have to know your social and your PIN. But this only works if you're making less than $75,000, which is most of us. So I know I qualify. So I can get a PIN. I don't know about some of y'all. But yeah, the passport just changed jurisdiction to the Netherlands. I have one. It's stationed in Manhattan. The Netherlands owns it. Do not detain in effect, but not national as purported. Well, yeah, because the passport is not good. It's good to be used worldwide, but that doesn't mean you can't be detained somewhere else. Even here, if a cop oversteps and they just arrest you, which happened to me years ago, they're just going to ignore it, which is a federal offense, and they then waive their state immunity, especially if you told them that you're a foreign national before they do anything, because they don't have jurisdiction over foreign nationals unless you're committing a crime or you've been accused of committing a crime, okay? So Spirit Born, if you haven't graduated, I believe you take civics tests where you can claim your status. Yeah, some places don't teach civics anymore, so it depends on what you're in. Securities, I'm not super fluent in that, but yes, I kind of talked about the CUSIP number and a little bit about that. I try to only talk about the things that that I have gone through and that I can say for sure, hands down, I've done it. This is how you move. Passport is for cargo. Well, yeah, that's what you, I mean, it's for shipping the passport because you're going in a port. Port is for water. Remember, everything they do, guys, is water-based. The highways, what is a highway? The high waterways, okay? You can't pass down a canal or channel unless the water's high in its way. Otherwise, you can't pass. Where do ships do business at when they come on land? At a bank. That's why you do banking. Okay, so the passport is for you to pass through a port. So yeah, it's for cargo, but it's for cargo and ships and shipping. Well, our bodies are the vessel. Our name in all caps is same as that's why they have all caps on a shipping vessel. It's your death name, your dead mask. Okay, so we're cargo. Yeah, so that's nothing new. Claim your accounts. The SS number is the trustee account number. Also true. Have you heard of the W4 sandwich? Yeah, I haven't done that yet. I've heard of it. I haven't researched it yet. In chess, the pawns always go first. So I'm like this. I've almost gotten into trouble, okay, by following people's, packages and things, these gurus and whatever. That's why I said I'm not a guru by any means. I'm just a guy who's been through a lot of stuff. All right. So I've heard of it. I've heard merit behind it. As everything, I like to see it vetted. I don't just like to have somebody tell me, oh, try this. Because, yeah, me and some other people almost did some time. Matter of fact, people I used to run with did time on listening to people's processes and whatever else. So take your time and vet the information. But I have heard so far positive things about it. Does seem to make sense, but I haven't had time to vet it myself personally and sit down. So they're taking our energy just like the thing. How? Yeah, it's all about energy. It might seem weird, but they're sapping our energy, but they get mad when we take it back. When someone parent passes, best first actions. Oh, having gone through this, man, or ma'am, or whoever, sorry, miss, sorry, it's, that process is just a pain. Okay, in short, if they don't, I mean, there's so much to it. If they have, do they have a will? Do they not have a will? But essentially, if I was you, as education and information purpose for anybody who's going to go through a parent passing, one, this might sound kind of bad or ghoulish or whatever. Spend the money to put life insurance on them. Might cost you $200 a month. This is how a lot of us people of color don't do it. My friends and family who I grew up a lot who are mostly of white or Anglo-Saxon descent. The first thing they would do when their parents got sick is put life insurance on them. They put the money together or they paid for it, get paid. I hate to say it like that, but let's be real. It's all about the money. They're going to pass anyway. You might as well make some money on it, and it'll cover their expenses. Get the death certificate. Have them make a will or have them sign a potential will, a living will, something, anything. It's better than nothing. And if you're ahead of the game, clean out the bank accounts, have everything underneath you so that you can make the decisions. Don't leave it up to anybody to try to figure out, because most of the time, as my mom said to me, people get funny when it comes to money. So get in charge of everything you can, and get the will, have them put things in the trust. Just do it all now. Get it all. I have 4 stars on my passport's card and card. Can they scan and see my stats? The police do not know what the stars are. The stars are considered national security. Okay. So they can't see that. All it says is do not detain. Now, when you have 3 stars being the lowest of the statuses as far as a national, the first 1 and 2 means education. This is what we assume is that the 1st and 2nd star for U.S. citizens. If you get a 3-star, which is the minimal to this process, you have your do not detain, but you can still be arrested for stupid stuff easily. But 4 and 5, allegedly, you cannot be arrested. And if they do, they're basically overstepping. But if you do stupid stuff, really stupid stuff, they can still arrest you because you're endangering other nationals, you're endangering other U.S. citizens, and it is a matter of public safety. The public safety part trumps everything else. Okay? So they can still take your passport back. They can yank it. They can close it up, blah, blah, blah. And now you have to find a new way to navigate. So I tell people, be chill. Some people out there have even told me, hey, Wolf, since I got my passport, I've been speeding past the police. Don't do that. All you're doing is making it worse for the rest of us, first of all. All right. They already consider people who don't know all the information as well as I do to be sovereign citizens, which means a domestic terrorist, which means, they're going to give you even harder time. So, so 4 and 5 are the best, but even if you have 3, you've still got your status declared. Redeem and lawful money, 12 USC 411. Yes, Matt is right. It's a whole nother world when you start getting your stuff redeemed in lawful money, not legal tender. I made videos on that, though, as a cured method is better than cash. All right. What do we got? What's good? We need to link up. Yeah, you know how we do. Just hit me up. All right. Or rather, FRNs, Federal Reserve notes. I'm late. What happened? No, everything's good. You're right on time. 30 minutes, but hey, that's just, nothing for us. We'd be rocking it. We're going to do this for 2 hours. Okay. Do we necessarily have to record documents with the county recorder? No. It's really just a courtesy that you're doing it because they want to be able to say, well, we didn't know that you were operating in the private. So then we do these things. And then they go, whoa, we don't want your documents. But then if we don't tell you how we're operating, then you're like, well, we didn't know. They're always going to try to play you. So do you need to? No. It's private. You don't need to tell them anything. Yes. Sign. Yeah. Okay. So it's good. And using the middle name is good because they go by the 2-part name. So John Doe is your legal name, and they accept John T. Doe. But I would use either quantum syntax grammar, : John, : Thomas - Doe, because it changes the name. I personally don't really use that. I use my given name. So for me, let's just say my middle name is Cash. I would say James Cash of the Lovett nation, of the Lovett tribe, of the Lovett clan, the clan of Lovett, something along those lines. So that's not exactly the two-part legal name is how I would say get down. Oh, you can just go online and type in buy gold bars, buy gold. There's even, I think A6 was showing how you can get a card with little gold pieces that you can break off to do business and commerce with. A lot of places won't take it because they're like, well, we can't really just easily convert that back into Federal Reserve notes. So buying gold and silver is good for long-term investment. It's good for in case SHTF stuff hits the fan and everybody's out there trying to mob and you need to offer them something, they'll take gold. So you better have a skill or something. Oh, hey, money boy, I appreciate you. Game always recognizes game, man. So, you know, we try to move smooth with this. You know, don't be belligerents, don't be combatants. Kill them with their own stuff. You know what I mean? Show them, hey, we know how to move better than you. Lots of time cops have talked trash to me, and then I talked to the commanding officer, and he's like, okay, I feel you're a foreign national. All right, I got you. Do what you do. Because you know their stuff. They can't hate you for knowing how to move better than they do. That's just player haters right there. In short, what do you mean with using money and it was going negative? Money, what we call money, Federal Reserve notes in our pockets are debts. That's an IOU. That's not positive cash flow. If I owe you something, I'm negative money. That's why your bank accounts go negative, because you're using negative money. Angie says, hello, Wolf. Hey, Miss Lady. Nice hair. Look at all that hair, girl. You look like Shitara from the Thundercats. I'm going to put up the Thundercat symbol. See if you come running out real quick. All right. Love it, though. You look good. Looking nice. Looking nice. Witcher Work says, what if the place of birth is D.C. or District of Columbia? Is that foreign? Oh, my God, yes. It's a district. Listen to the name. It's a District of Columbia. Who's Columbia? You know, Columbus. Right? District, not the Columbus part, but District of Columbia, the law states that the District of Columbia or the United States, the corporation, is in fact foreign in relationship to the United States of America. So DC is privately owned and operated. It's a territory. It was bought a long time ago by 3 different parties. That's why there's 3 different red stars on their flag. So if you were born there, that's fine, because under 8 USC 1101-22B, it states that all U.S. citizens are in fact U.S. nationals, but not all U.S. nationals are U.S. citizens. So you're a national by law, by their own code. They had to include that. Japanese are listed as Japanese nationals, but not Japanese state nationals. Yeah, because they're nationals. Whatever country you're originally from, you are a national thereof. Okay, so if you're from Mexico, you're a Mexican national. They're not a Japanese state national because they're not born here. Once you're considered a national or a state citizen, your place of birth or whatever doesn't matter. You're in America. We're all the same. They don't care about your nationality or your status or none of that stuff. You're just an American. That's it. So also Japan is registered under Washington, D.C. So it's a foreign state. It's registered underneath there. I'm trying to figure out how to say this carefully. It's registered underneath there because their country is a corporation. And if you are a corporation, let's just say there's somebody on top who owns all of the corporations. There's levels to it. I will give you this part of it. BlackRock owns a lot of corporations. All right. But there's somebody who owns everybody who incorporates. There's things going on above our pay grade. But that's a private matter. But I kind of mentioned in some videos, so you can piece it together. My little brother turns 18 next month. Where do I take him to close the account that Christopher Hauser mentioned? I don't deal with other people's accounts and how they get down. I just teach people how to be careful. Chris seems like a cool dude, and he's even mentioned me, so I appreciate him. So, hey, Chris, I just tell people, even with my information, vet it first. And but I can't vouch on their processes because we don't all kick it, and I don't know where he came up with his information or how he vetted it. I know everything I talk about, I have vetted. So There are things you can do. We can talk a little bit more about some of that in the private, but as far as what he does and close the accounts, I don't know. One of the things I will tell you, though, is that you should take his birth certificate and get it authenticated for a non-Hay country if you want to start to pull him out of the system before he gets into the system a little too deep. Barry K, cool. Check out 26 USC 2603. I don't remember that off the top of my head, but I remember it being good. My email, it's US National Passport at yahoo.com. When a parent passes, best first thing to do regarding their estate. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I forgot to even get to that part. About their regarding their estate is to file for an estate number. Okay, even for yourself, you don't own the stuff inside of your estate. You are the authorized agent or surety of. So when you bought your house, your car, your cell phone, whatever else, your name was in all capitalized letters on those things. You transferred it into your business trust. That death mask, that's a corporation that you're running that they didn't tell you you're the COO or VP of, not the CEO, because you don't own it. When you get the estate number, now you own it. Okay. And you need to get one for your parents if they pass away, because that way you are the executor over it. Okay, you can either go to the lawyer and get it filed as executor, or you go get an estate number and now you can control it. Marlene, thank you. Awesome. I was just watching your latest videos. So glad I caught you live. Yeah, I try to give you guys a week this time of notice. Everybody be like messaging me, I missed your live. I will never delete any of the videos. So if you see something going missing, best believe it wasn't me. All right. And it does happen. Happened about 3 months ago. And it ain't YouTube either. Well, usually it's not. I think they only got me for one. Security is everything. Is a security signature. Oh yeah. Everything has a financial aspect to it. And especially in their world, that's it. Whatever you do, we can, but need the highest claim. The highest superior claim is always. Nom de guerre is all caps. Yes, that is your nom de guerre is Latin for war name. Okay, nom is name, and then de guerre is war. So your name of war, de is of. So that's Latin for your war name, because they're at war with us. Look up the Trading with the Enemies Act. That'll answer all your questions right there. Let me tell you. 90 and 91 forms. I don't remember those off the top of my head. I'll have to review those. No, it doesn't really affect how you get a job, other than if you choose to allow them to employ you as a national, then yes, it is different. A national in their proper status is tax exempt, so you have to get your paper right. Or you just do like most people do, and you just work your regular job and let them take taxes out. There's nothing wrong with that either, if that's what you choose. I never tell people to do anything for or minus, but in general, no, you don't have to go to your interview and be like, I'm a national. Do you guys hire nationals? No, just go in there, talk to them, do whatever. You fill out your paperwork. If you choose to change your status that way, then you do. Otherwise, if you don't, you don't. Have you tried or read or heard anything about getting a passport and such with just your first name? Concept perceived more familiar. I've heard a lot of things about that. You're supposed to be able to get a passport with just your first and middle, what they call your middle name. Supposed to be able to get one without using your social, but you will get pushback 9 times out of 10. But if you push back and you can validate your claim, especially if you get something signed or you create a explanatory statement and put in there why you're doing it this way, especially if it's religious reasons, you'll be surprised what goes through. All right. That's all I'm going to say. We've gotten a lot of people through in private consults on wearing certain things that are supposed to be forbidden and this and that and the other by religious and getting it. A lot of people ask me like, why do you have people do things in affidavit form? Because if you can beat them with their own stuff, they can't say anything. When you give them a declaration, they can look at this and say, well, this is some kind of sovereign private thing, and it's not in our jurisdiction. When you take the information from that declaration, put inside of an affidavit, affidavit of religious status, and sign it with jurat, and then have the notary and then you give it to them, they have to take you seriously now, because an affidavit is considered to be in their jurisdiction. So you're saying, if I'm gonna mess with you guys, let me greet you properly, but let's get a couple of things straight before we go forward. It's called a conditional acceptance. Diamonds, gems, Kim dropping them gems. Meant for the private because the living man cannot mix with their public. Correct. You are always either this or that. Okay. As I said in my video, sorry if this offends anybody, but I call it my poo cake theory. Poop. Poo. Okay. No matter what size of poo you put inside of a cake, it's a poo cake. All right. So if you try to mix both of them and operate, and not one or the other when in whatever you're doing at the moment, the lowest common denominator is that poop. Nobody's going to eat that cake. No, well, I don't know. Nobody should be eating that cake. Okay. Because if you have any of their stuff, you're in their jurisdiction. If they can see it, they can pull you in. Okay. Do we claim the SS trustee account, or do you have videos on this? No, I don't think I have anything officially on that. Reading the redemption manual was very good. Usually they're around $100. There's a couple of them floating around for free on the internet. There has a lot of good information in there. So I suggest, yeah, getting your hands on that. But that I haven't really done all that. So I don't want to lead you down a path that I don't know. Yes, I'm very smart, but I have not got across everything. I mean, look at all these books. I've only grazed into probably a quarter of them, and I'm surrounded by some more on the floor right now. And this bad boy right here, the UCC book, 21-22 edition. I know some of the stuff in there, but lots of stuff in there. And there's another one where it's like a $700 version of the UCC book where it tells you how to execute the things in the UCC. I'm going to get that book one day. It's about $1,000, 700 plus, but yeah, I can't swing that one right now. But one day I'm going to get that bad boy. Let me tell you, that just got the more expensive the book you find in these areas, you best believe there's a reason why they're charging that price. And that's why they keep it amongst themselves and they don't want us to do it. Cats out here buying $200 shoes and whatever else and need to be buying $700 books. That's where you make your money. That's where they don't want you to know what's going on. I have court tomorrow and I tried to search for the QSIP number and I've tried having a rare time. Could I hit the judge with an equity motion in regards to that one? Well, doing things last minute is very, very rough. If we would have talked about this, so the case number, you can ask the judge if the case number is linked to this case having a bond, and if so, what is the value of that, and inquire about subrogation, meaning the court case, the bond has a number. It has a value because it has your name on there. Subrogation means you should have rights to that bond and that value. So ask them if they will honor your right to subrogation. It's all I'm going to say for educational, informational purposes only. Proxy, yes. Okay, 3 proxies: grantor, trustee, and beneficiary. Correct. You cannot be all 3, and do not name your trust exactly the same name as your legal name, or you're trying to take things out of the trust and you're putting it right back in by putting it into a new trust with the same name. So for me, I would use James Cash of the Lovett Family Trust or Lovett Family Trust, something like that. Do not use your same exact name. Own nothing, control it all. Yes, every multi-millionaire that I know as a friend personally, or that I've worked with or done business with over the years, has always said the same thing. They're giving us the pieces. The ones who are like, hey, I want to help you, but I'm up here. Come on up to us. I'm not coming down there to you. We want to create America's Indian money with U.S. chief. Me, new. I'm trying to stay out of the light, the public as much as possible. Maybe we can create our own multi-national thing, you know. Let's see, what do we have here? But we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Power of attorney from the original grantor of the birth certificate. That's why also we get it authenticated to pull it out of their jurisdiction. Carl, what's going on? I ain't seen you in a long time. What's up, brother? And the rest of the wolf pack. Yeah. Carl's one of my my original wolves, was running from day one. He kind of seen the bad wolf, the black wolf run, and he was like, "Can I roll with you?" And I was like, "Come on, fool." Also, speaking of the other devil, you A6, everybody in here, as much as you guys love me, check out my boy A6 Grind Time. That's his actual YouTube handle right there. This man supported me since day one, so I will always support anybody who runs with me. All right. And he be dropping some fire. He's got some insights. He was one of the first people to post a video where he was let go using the do not detain, and gave a shout out to your man here. So definitely holler at him. 6, I will get you on. I want you especially to jump on because I know you're usually busy. So that's why I did it on this day for you. Normally I'm a Monday guy. So I'm gonna get you on in about 10 minutes. So don't go too far. What up, Wolf, down in Duval 904? Yes, always running with us. I appreciate you. Equity is above common law. Oh, yeah, because, equity means you've got something invested in it. Real, tangible. Thank you for answering my question. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm trying to get to everybody as always. Whenever ready to slide me. Oh, yeah, you know I got you, 6. No problem. Pippin. I told attorney I didn't hire you, and he went crazy. I hung up, left now. I called the Army base about my research, Inspector General, and remember now, the low-level functionaries don't know what you're talking about. Only the higher-up gurus, okay? And as far as your attorney, the reason why they want to give you a public defender, and no offense to them out there doing their jobs, appreciate you guys, but usually it's some low-level functionary that they just right out of school, here you go, with the baggy pants, and you already know you're going to lose the case, is because that perfects their jurisdiction. They're able to then say, well, you took the benefit, and then they can charge your Cestacate trust for it. So ain't nothing they give you free. Anything that they give you free, you already paid for. They're taking it out of your Cestacate trust. They're billing the upper people. The state and the central bank and the treasury, they're so just understand that nothing's free, but when you accept it from them, you're accepting the benefit through them. They ripped my passport picture apart at the Orlando immigration. I'm planning on redoing my passport process. Is the process? Well, first of all, that is a violation of federal law. They destroyed a federal document. So write all that up and send it to the FBI, send it to the Department of State, and send it to the United States Attorney General. Get their badge numbers, get the office, get all that stuff. It ain't going to be quick, but you do it and you let them take care of it. They will handle that. You have to kind of set it and forget it. Okay. But so hit me up. And you can watch the videos on the passport process or email me or whatever. I'll get you through. Go from there. All right, let's see what we got here. Thirst for truth. Yes. Haha, I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking, all of you guys. I've just been busy. I've been working on Black Site 32 for some of you guys who've joined the Badwolf unincorporated Telegram group. Okay. It's an open forum. I've been working on like I said, Black Site 32, the website, what I'm going to put on there next. I've been working on my spread shop, working on the clothing line, the logos. People said they wanted new logos. So it's kind of slow right now, but some people are getting the merchandise. So that's cool. I appreciate it. I'm trying to, like I said, the Black Site or the Bat Cave, where I'm going to do some more filming, especially for the other channel, which is help from you guys, courtesy and donations. I got a fat donation last week. You know who you are. Thank you. Man, that was nice. So all I'm going to do with that, every time you guys invest with me, your money is not being wasted. It's me buying these books, fixing up my filming locations. You see, people like, I'm glad to see you got into a bigger office, because the other one was like an office / secondary sleeping room, and that's all I had. So now my other room that was all junk, cleaned it out, whatever else, and got this, got some shelves. So as you guys invest in me, I'm just going to reinvest it back for you guys. All right. So I got books from Ron Gibson. Yep. Ron Gibson is fire. He's been busy. He's been feeling a little sick. He got forced out of his one business location, and because they were selling the building or something. So he's moving stuff. So be patient with him. He is an old guy, guys. He's super awesome, super knowledgeable. He will send out the books through snail mail, so it does take long. I'm trying to work out a deal where I can digitize his book so that he can sell it faster, maybe put it in PDF form or something like that, maybe come up with a passcode, something so they can go faster. I think he'll make more money. But even for me, as his good friend, it just takes time. He's moving slow but he gonna get there. Do they not use all caps when one changes the status to American national? They always have to use all caps. Okay, unless they do something that is outside of their scope, they are always to use all caps. That is their jurisdiction. So if they don't, cool, awesome sauce. But that also means that they're trying to infiltrate or leave their public domain and infiltrate to the private domain so that they can access you as a living person. What is redeem in lawful money? What we get paid in now is legal currency. It's tender, it's fiat. It's not backed by anything. So it's a debt. The money itself says it's a promissory note. It is an IOU owned by the Federal Reserve, which most people know is considered a private corporation. There's nothing federal about them. They own the word, but they're not government. That's why Congress and them have to go to them and ask them to print money, because they were commissioned with that contract. You're going to print the money for us. So if you look up my video, how to redeem your checks in lawful money, then you'll find out a little bit more about that. Yes. Like I said, I forgot who it was up above, but yes. What's going on, Bronze? Flat power God. Yep. Takes one to know one, brother. Wolf, what was that on redeeming it? Yeah. So look up how to redeem your checks in lawful money. You get paid differently. All right. That's all I'm going to say. I made a video on it, but yes, you can just look it up in general. I think it's also in the redemption manual. What would you say to a magistrate after being found guilty of a traffic ticket? Me personally, well, if I show up for that and I didn't close all of my stuff, I would just ask him then, all right, are you going to honor my right to subrogation? I know what you're going to do with this case number. It's got a bond attached to it that's left money on the table. Just like at your banks. When you go to your bank and you cash a check, that piece of paper, you're thinking, I got my money. Got my money. You didn't get your money. Okay, you got credit that was transferred over with a debt instrument or a negotiable instrument. The physical check itself, the banks still keep. And later on, you don't claim it. And so that is considered abandoned funds, because the physical piece of paper is still a note that they can trade and sell and do whatever they want to do with it at that point in time. Oh, yeah. It's wild. Oh, yeah. The clerk is the most powerful one in the room. They're the ones who handle all the actual business. The judge is supposed to be the mediator, and the prosecutor or whoever else, anything that they say is hearsay. Ask them, do you have first knowledge of this? Were you there? No? Well, you're speaking on behalf of somebody, especially if the cop or whoever doesn't show up. So the witness didn't show up and you're speaking on their behalf. Okay, well, that's hearsay. That's not admissible. But yeah, the clerk is the most important one in the room. Appoint the clerk. They might try to run over you, but appoint the clerk trustee over the account that you are here to settle, and tell them and ask them and tell them, authorize them to discharge it. Doe John Cash. Yeah, that's better, but still yet I would use your given name or use your spiritual name. DJ's laughing. Y'all be asking questions trying to get me in trouble. You know they already watched me. Come on now. If I told you guys what really has happened behind the scenes, you guys would be like, man, what's up, brother? Thank you for your knowledge. Oh, yes. Israel. If I remember correct, that translates to those whom God protects. Kelly Fair Davis, John, yeah. So at least here where she's got John Cash Doe, okay, you're changing it up from the original legal version. The legal, everything that they do, guys, and I'll give you this. When I owned a corporation, okay, well, I've owned many in all actualities, but I owned a daycare at one point in time, and some previous creditors were coming after my daycare for something that the people I bought it from did not disclose it to me. And I was like, I'm not paying that. They're like, yes, you are. I'm like, hold that thought, I'll get back to you. Did a legal name change by one letter. That then made me a different entity. And they had to drop it because I have no contract with this new company I have, has no contract with the old one underneath that exact name. That's why when you're at the bank or whatever, they ask you, is this the correct spelling of your name? Okay. So there's lots of power in having even one letter changed, even calling yourself Lord or Sir or Lady. That changes your name. That's not your legal name anymore. You're a different entity. Okay. And that also means that you're a living being. And by their own law and statutes, no U.S. citizen can have a title of nobility. So then ask yourselves, these judges and magistrates, how do they have a title of nobility then? Because, ooh, that's for a private conversation. Hit me up for the consultation if you want to know more. Adriana, peace, Badwolf. Thank you. Peace to you. And it's peace to everybody. You know, praise to the grand architect of the universe. I was born in Alexandria, Virginia. Okay. What about Islanders? Islanders, though we have some type of agreements, you're a national of the Philippines. That's what that is. Or the John of the family Doe. Yeah, that would be better because that's a title. Okay, and it means that you're living. You're not the dead entity. The entity you use with your name in all caps is dead. Dead ships don't have rights. So that's why when you get a lawyer, you've waived those rights and you've proven that you're incompetent and you're a vessel and that you're not living. So that's why when you try to talk to the judge, ask the lawyer, they go, all they hear is wah, 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 because you've agreed and admitted that you're an imbecile. You're not able to handle your affairs and you're dead. So the lawyer's handling the estates on your behalf. I just had to do some paperwork for a new employer and saw that there were categories to make a choice, a place of residence, citizen of the United States, non-citizen, national. Oh, yeah. If you're careful in what you sign these days, they will always have an option of remedy. It'll either be other, it'll say, so you would be a non-citizen national of the United States. Always look for national. National means of the land, the property. Now, me and Colonel Vaughn Wilson of Copper Moonshine Stills, one of my good friends, and who helped put this information, a lot of this information out there, especially the passport process. That's where Yusufel and everybody else got their stuff from. Me too. And all we did is we expounded upon it. At least I for sure did. So we go back and forth all the times. So he would be the first person to say that you are a citizen of the United States. And this is one of the things he's corrected me on in saying. I look at it as they ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? So if I had a choice between U.S. citizen and calling myself a citizen of the United States, I would choose citizen of the United States. But I don't like citizen because that means citus, means of the city state. I don't like that. But if I only had a choice between those two and there was no other option, I would choose that one. But out of all of those, or just U.S. citizen and non-citizen national of the United States, that's what I'm choosing. If you listen to the words and you break them down, okay, the first part says non-citizen. So that cancels. You're not a citizen. Remove that off the board. What's left then? national of the United States. They tell you all that information, big G money, right there. But see, they're so used to us not paying attention to these things that they kind of, get away with it. So, all right. Let's see here. Coming up, we're at 9 o'clock. I'm going to open up the floor, see if my boy Six wants to get in. Understand, I can only have up to 10 people here. Copy. Okay, let's close that out. And all right. Let's see where we at here. Pills Cosby. Sorry, I didn't see yours. It must have just popped in. Hey, Kiss, $9 for the super sticker. Thank you. A lot of this stuff is popping up, and it's not showing me this, so I apologize in advance. I'm going to try to make sure I get to a lot of people, but it just updated and just went all, yeah. So I'm going to try. Okay. Comments. Okay, back. All right, so I'm going to post the link now. I will pick and choose who gets to drop in, so I may or may not select you. Please don't take it personal. I just want to kind of focus in on as much as I can. We will do more lives. I promise I will try to do more monthly. It's just kind of hard when it's just your boy. Okay, I see Six is in the room, so I'm going to bring him in. Everybody, welcome my boy A6. And let's get going. What's going on, Six?
What up? Hold on. I got an echo. Give me 1 second.
All right, I got you. I'll put you on pause for a minute. All right. Lawful permanent resident, alien authorized to work. Okay, so lawful permanent resident, that's usually going to be like an IRS form. It's also another option. They will switch up the terminology in these different departments. They do not have them all synced together so that it's easy for us to use this. Six, are you ready?
I was muted. He had me on the bitch button.
I was like, hey, the grown folks are talking.
I was raising my hand like, what's up, champ?
What's going on, player?
What's going on, everybody in the chat, man? A6, the foreign national, born natural. A lot of new faces I haven't seen before in your chat.
Bro, yeah, it's fire. I try to have it out there for at least a week so that this way other people can kind of see what's going on. So thank you, all the new people. Thank you for the people who are all stepping up. It definitely means a lot. I've seen a lot of new people in the Badwolf Unincorporated Telegram group. So it's growing. Everybody's been cool and respectful and pretty well handling things on their own. As always, I'm not in them a whole lot. So if I don't answer, just know that I'm ripping and rolling because I got books to read. I got people hitting me up. So, but I will try to get to you, but I can't make any promises. But yeah, go ahead and drop your channel. Tell them about yourself, a little bit what you do, and then we'll just jump into some questions. Feel free to answer them as you see as well, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, I do live streams Sundays. A lot of you guys come through the live stream. We have the discussion. We usually go for about, if I get people jumping in, we might go for 3 hours on Sunday nights. Every once in a while, we got the Wolf dropping in. He's always present. And he's in the chat. But every once in a while, he's in the mountains looking down for prey. You know what I mean? But he's always there. Every once in a while, he will jump in. I'm going to drop the link right here. I am the link, but the name.
Yeah.
That's it right there. You don't mind if I show that, do you?
No, bro. That's why I brought you on here, man. We're fam. That's what we do. Wolves. We eat together. We hunt together. We eat together.
You already know, man. So that is the YouTube. If you want to hop on, follow me there. That'd be great. What I basically talk about is current events. We talk about sovereignty, so to speak, and we talk about laws, current events, everything, man. I was talking a little bit today. Actually, interestingly enough, we both had the idea to go live today. I usually just go live on Tuesdays for maybe 30 minutes. I don't like stretch it out. But I was talking about discharging debt pretty much. So I was telling people when you send these instruments into these corporations, they will try to play stupid. The proper way to go about it, and I'm only going to give a piece of this out. Wolf knows what I'm talking about the other piece. That's for the private, but I'll give you like a main way to do this. So if you're going to send a negotiable instrument, first off, you want to make sure the amount you write is the correct way to be written. Again, he actually said earlier, when you give an instrument over, it's supposed to be an offset. So it wouldn't be a plus, it would be a minus. Very important piece of information there. Also, you want to make sure when you're sending certified mail, get those green return slips, because if they try to pretend like they didn't get your instrument, then you're shit out of luck. But if you had that slip and that return, the green return slip that comes back, you can do that. You can also do registered mail. Now, here's what I'd also recommend you doing: make a copy of the instrument before you send it out. So you keep a copy on file in case if they try to sue you or something for a debt, you have proof that that debt has been discharged. Okay. Also, you want to make sure that you put the number to the certified mail on the instrument. So it is primary evidence right there that that instrument was delivered. You have a copy of it and you have proof that that instrument was sent. So there's irrefutable evidence that the debt's been discharged. Once they receive the negotiable instrument, whether they reject it or not, the debt is discharged, period. They might come back and say, we don't accept this type of document, so we destroyed it, and you still owe us $800,000, whatever. You know what I mean? That is fraud at that point, and they're operating in fraud. So if they try to take you to court, that is fraud, and you have proof of the fraud. Then you can countersue for a destroyed instrument or something if you want to be petty. But yeah, so that's pretty much, and people send these instruments out, and they don't even. Some people I've heard they didn't even use certified mail; they just mail them in. Like, bro, you really think they're gonna acknowledge that they got this?
Cash, bro. That is cash in the alley.
That's cash on the street, baby. You feel me?
That's cash.
Yeah.
For those people who want additional information on negotiable instruments, you're going to look up your UCC book code, Article 3, negotiable instruments. Bam. Bam, bamity bam bam. That's going to tell you everything, how they should be constructed, what the rules of them are, how they're supposed to operate, all that, and then some. All the cheddars right there.
Yeah. UCC, I think it's 3304 is the one I was looking at. 3304 is overdue instrument. There's a bunch of good stuff in 3, like he said. Check out Article 3, negotiable instruments. They've easily got over like 50 different bullet points that you can read all of them. And once you actually start to read how to craft these instruments and you know how to do an administrative process, you can also do a conditional acceptance for value too. So if they do decide to keep plowing forward and you make another attempt to stay in honor, because what I was explaining on my channel, it's basically a game of who can fall in dishonor first. Yeah. So once they steal your instrument and tell you still owe, that's a dishonor. Then you can come back and say, oh, well, let's go ahead and settle this. I'm more than willing to settle the matter. I'll be willing to discharge any obligation that you see fit. But I need this, and this for you. And, that could be the EIN for the company, the accounting information to make sure the instrument wasn't deposited privately, or, if there's any trace of it being used in such a way that's dishonest. You can ask for employee social security. Now, you can always ask for it in a business way because they do it anyway, too. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you send them a W-9 form, it asks for all that stuff anyway. So instead of asking directly, you can just tell them to fill out the W-9 and send it back so you can report any transactions to the IRS. So you can get the IRS involved for them. So if they're trying to steal money from you, they're going to have the IRS crawling up their ass. Nobody wants that.
G, to answer your question, it's still non-citizen national of the U.S., even though they try to say is an individual, which is a whole thing by itself, born in America, Samoa. And that doesn't mean America in just Samoa. Okay, so you have to understand.
Territories. It's the territories too.
Territories.
That's what a lot of people get confused with, like Guam and Puerto Rico. Yes, these are technically. Actually, Philippines was at one point too. I think it was 1975. Philippines retracted from America's control, and they used to have an Air Force base on the Philippines. And if you were born in the Philippines, you were called a U.S. national. Mm-hmm. That is also the surrounding territories. And what they try to trick you is thinking that the U.S. is America, but they're two different things. The territories are also, which pretty much the states. Now, Me and Wolf also talked about this. Wolf, he actually cleared my eyes to this when the hyperlinks were actually inserted on the Cornell Law page, because we were looking up national, the United States. I'm like, yo, but if you're a U.S. national, you're a national of the corporation. It's not that simple. The hyperlinks actually say the territories themselves, not the corporation. There's a difference between.
It's wild because. And the only reason why I knew that, Six, is because I did the same thing. When I first started my channel, I was using the wrong codes. And then I always try to challenge myself to go back over my stuff. And I happened to just go to Cornell Law for some reason. And I looked at the hyperlinks. When you read 8 USC 1101 21A or whatever, it will say national. But then you click on the hyperlink and it says, but when used here, the term the United States means Washington, D.C. and its territories. You go down to 8 USC 1101 22B, and then you click on right where it says the United States. Once again, you're thinking, oh, it's got to be the same thing. Nope. Right. You click on that hyperlink, and it says when used here, one sentence, three words difference in the same paragraph. But when used here, it means the geographical United States, the 50 states, the land. You know what I mean? All the 50 states. You know, so it's like. So they're clever when it comes to that stuff, man. They split hairs because that's the law. You got to stand on. So I see we got two people in the green room. So we're gonna get Mel's and look at this man.
We must be privileged tonight, yo. We got the man, the myth, and the legend. Finest thing walking.
Mel, you on? You on, Mel? They might have stepped away. All right. All right. Well, we're gonna put you to the side real quick. And we're going to get Finest thing on here. Finest, what's going on?
My boys
How you been, man?
What y'all on?
The most important man in the United States of America is here.
I mean, I know we ain't the Justice League no more, but you know.
Throwback, yo, the Justice League, yo. Woo! Woo! That was a
classic. How you been, though, brother?
Hey, I've been good, man. I see your page busting.
Oh yeah.
Oh man,
hey, you exactly what the people needed on me.
Man, hey, we're doing this, bro. It's all of us, and like I told Six earlier, as I eat weed, man, I would expect the same from y'all. As y'all eat, I'm gonna eat with y'all. You know what I mean? So we doing this. You know, this is all of us. Like, but we getting it, man. We getting it.
Hey,
we keep putting up.
The movement is gaining a lot more momentum than what it was a few years ago. You could definitely see it now.
It's hot.
Dude,
I'm seeing sisters, young sisters on TikTok talking about 8 USC 1101, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what?
The world changing. We going through a paradigm shift right now.
Bro,
yeah. 2020 was the opening, man. That's 2020 vision. Everybody's vision is clear now, man.
The awakening is happening.
Oh, dude, it's not a joke out here. Every time I'm going to work, I see one national traveling.
I feel like we're getting railroaded in a lot of this stuff that we're doing because there's not enough people behind us. So this is a good thing that more people are coming into the movement so that we won't look like crazy people. We actually gonna look like we make some sense because other people gonna understand what we saying, you know?
Yeah.
Once you actually go into a court and the jury is all nationals, that's game.
Well,
it's over with.
Remember, you have a right to have a jury by your peers. So what if you went in there and asked for, hey, these aren't my peers, not U.S. citizens. You need to go get some nationals.
Right.
Hold on, where'd my camera go?
Yeah, they got you up out of there, man.
You're like, I don't know. Finest thing, we can't have this boy here.
All right. My camera was messing up. But yeah, you know what's so crazy? I've had 9 traffic cases last year, 2021. Right before we started trial, they motioned to dismiss all of them for a lack of evidence.
Really?
They don't. If you ask for a jury trial of 12 people, they do not want you to bring that stuff to court where you're giving out the definitions of what driver means and motor vehicle and all that. They do not want the jury seeing that. So they more times than not, they're going to dismiss it right before you go pick the jury.
That's interesting. Is that with the private plate? Sorry about that, Wolf.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Yeah. That was all from the private plate stuff, the traveler plate stuff.
All my clients as education have been experiencing the same thing. Some of them have even gone, because, I write mine as a special appearance where you don't have to even show up. But they've gone down there and then they hold them to last. and then they come out and say everything's been dismissed, whatever, and they get the paper where it says dismissed for other reasons. So yeah, they don't want that. They don't want that jury. They don't want them talking about that. That's why years ago,
motion to dismiss for a lack of evidence, but they have dash cam footage, all that of my tablet and all that stuff. Crazy, right? And then all you got to really do is use that affidavit that you provide the people. Really, though, you have that affidavit too. That American National. That's all. And you have to be willing. You have to know the information. See, people think you can just buy something from somebody and then you just can just file it and that's going to get the job done. No, you have to really understand what you're going in there and using. And then once they see your confidence and you're confident enough to go to trial on that and speak that in front of a jury, they ain't gonna want no problems with you.
Yeah,
they're gonna go mess with the other sheep that is just gonna accept it, lay down and accept it anyways, because
they don't like wolves showing their teeth. They're going after the sheep.
Exactly. They like sheep, not wolves at all.
Finest thing. Make sure you plug your stuff, man. Your spot. Ain't you still got my spot? Ain't you still got the? Don't you have a YouTube?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, plug it, bro. That's what we're here for. Bro.
I'll drop it in the comments right now. Let me see.
Let the people know what it is, man. Hey, we're a family. This is what we do. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think I can comment. I don't see like a part.
Oh, just verbally tell them what it is, man. How it finds you.
I do it, yo. I got you.
Finest thing walking. That's my YouTube name. I've been doing this for a little while too, or whatever the case is. My boy Badwolf didn't put the movement on his back though. Like real talk, he didn't put the whole movement on his back. But I had a little spiel, a little phase when I was doing all this stuff too, or whatever the case is. But right now, I've been really practicing federal court and filing federal lawsuits under Title 42, Section 1983 and stuff. So that's been my main focus right now. That's why you ain't seen me on YouTube talking about too much of nothing, because right now I'm cooking up a lot of stuff. Exactly. And you got to know that. And I feel like a lot of remedy is going to come from taking these people to federal court. You're not really going to get any remedy in state court. You have to take them to federal court. Right now I'm getting real comfortable with federal lawsuits and stuff like that. You feel me?
Man.
Once I get done, I'm gonna be back to it. You already know.
Well, you can't find any remedy on the lower courts because Congress is holding all of the true power in the federal courts. The lower ones are all legislative. They make codes and whatever, and that's all private inside the corporation. They have to agree. They have to personally agree with you to want to do what you're talking about. Okay, so you're going up. So a fleet of ships, and you're on one ship with one captain. This judge, who can decide whatever he wants to do, law of the water, what he wants to do with your situation. This other one over here can choose whatever he wants to do, and they can disagree. But whatever you agree to with them is now become facts. It's become a contract. Whereas you go to federal district court or Supreme Court only takes 50 to 70 some cases a year. It has to be something they haven't deliberated on. But the federal district court, that's where you're going to find your equity, your remedy, your claims, your torts, all that kind of stuff. And it's backed by Supreme Court law, or constitutional law, rather. So they're going to go by court cases up there as long as you say, hey, I was doing right to travel, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, you have to know how to move, and you can't be afraid to go and get it done. That's the whole thing. But yes, I foresee the next wave of this, what's going on, is that people are going to be individually going in there sui juris, okay, and going after these people directly because they're only corporations, and they're going to be on our side as long as you haven't done anything too messed up. You know what I mean? So that's what they're there for.
Yeah, man, I don't even get harassed anymore, dude. Like I literally put private plates on my joint, dude. I don't get stopped anymore at all. I put an injunction in though. I went right with the Department of State. What is it, Merrick Garland? Is that Merrick Garland? I think it is. Whoever is the head of the Department of State. It might be Anthony J. Blinken, one of them. But I actually went directly to him with certified mail, basically putting him on point of the status. I went to the chief of police, and they did a notice the agent, notice the principal, notice the principal, notice the agent. Motherfuckers don't even pull me over no more, bro. They just go back. I had
behind me yesterday. They get behind you. They get behind you and don't even pull you over.
Nope, they just go right around.
They tired of you now. They over you.
Yeah, dude. Like, yo, you know, word gets around when they pull you over. They be like, I had this weird encounter. This guy gave me a passport and it said some weird shit on there, man. Yo, I heard the guy on the last shift 2 months ago. The same go. Was he light skinned? Yeah, he was the light skin. Yo, yeah, don't even mess with that guy, man. You know, he started quoting Supreme Court.
So check this out, guys. So one. My guy goes by Beach God on Instagram. Cool, light-skinned brother like us, very knowledgeable. We've been working together, and he runs a rickshaw. Okay, so like them Asian things where they carry the people in the back, and they were hassling him down there in Florida. And I gave him the drop on all of that info, and he ended up submitting it. And then all of them leave him alone now because another business was trying to run him out. Not even a rickshaw business, like a cab company or something. Like, oh, he can't do that. And they were hassling him. He gave him that info. The cop was like, no, I know exactly what you're talking about because this guy was knowledgeable. He's like, I got you. He's like, I'm going to put it on the wire right now that nobody should bother you. We're good here. We got you. We're not going to violate your constitutional rights. Blah, blah, blah. So check him out on Instagram, Beach God. The second thing, which came up last week, the week before, Beach God. Yeah, you'll see him running with that rickshaw behind him, doing crazy ass tricks and stuff like that. And he's a cool cat.
Yeah, I see him. Yeah.
But the next thing, and then I'll bring Mel in here, see what's going on. Is that an NYPD officer contacted me 2 weeks ago and asked me to help him change his status.
What? Hold on. Don't you have to be a U.S. citizen to be a police officer, though?
Yeah, but remember, in their private time, when they don't have a badge on, they go back into being and actually either a U.S. citizen or a national. It's up to you.
Right.
So yeah, so we've done a FEMA person, 2 DOD, at least 5 or 6 police officers at this point in time, 2 federal agents, and some other people in the upper echelon. We'll just say. So
hey, you know it's getting bad when police trying to come change this status.
like yo, bro, this is crazy right now, man.
What's going on, man?
Gentlemen, salute, man.
What's going on, Chief?
86, I be trying to keep up with you.
Oh yeah.
Chilling on my way to work. Thanks for having me, fellas.
Yeah. How you living? Everything cool?
Yeah, everything cool. I did the stuff with you last week, and I'm working on it. I dropped that W8BN on them, and supposedly processing. You know what's next. So, I'm working out here. Thank you, Badwolf. I try to keep up with you as much as I can, too. So, shout out to you fellas, you heard?
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you as well, brother.
I do got a question, though, if you got a time.
Yeah, we might be able to answer here. What you got?
All right, so I was thinking about scheduling. I was going to schedule a trip. Actually, I scheduled already to Canada. Booked the one to Canada, and I was going to go about it like that with explanatory statement. What do you think? They won't do it with press time, or what do you think?
Well, if you're near a processing center and you have on there that you're going to take a trip. Oh, hold on, I might have to mute you because it's coming through. So if you book a trip to Canada or wherever you're going to go, and then you go into a processing center, you should usually call ahead of time to make sure they're accepting walk-ins, but they'll take you and they'll do the entire passport process in 45 minutes. You'll get your book right away, but the card is going to take about a week for them to mail it to you, but you can get it done just that quick if you do it that way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I tell a lot of people. I tell them to because you can go on Expedia or something and book a hotel in Canada or something like that, and it has free cancellation. So, and usually they don't even ask to see proof that you have, that you're going out the country, but just take that reservation, print it out just for proof or whatever, and you should get it within 8 days. Everybody that I told to do it got it within like 8 days.
Mm-hmm. Thanks.
Okay, that's what's up. What do you think about bringing an authenticated birth certificate? Does that matter, or
yeah,
or should I wait for it to come back and take it, or?
I would, if you're going to submit it for the passport, you really need that. A lot of people, when they don't have it authenticated and it's the birth certificate, which is different than the certificate of live birth. Most of the people I've dealt with who come to me, whether they use my process or Finest Things or A6 or whatever, they've gotten some letters that say, by your birth data, you are in fact a 14th Amendment U.S. citizen and entitled as such, and we cannot make you anything else but that by law. So please accept your passport as such, or it will time out within the next 90 days, and basically you're going to lose your money. So you definitely want to have it. If it says birth certificate or a certificate or a certified birth certificate, have it authenticated. I wouldn't even do the process without that, because that is a federalized state document that proves that you are the 14th Amendment U.S. citizen. Without that, the agent may swing you over to being a national, but I wouldn't put my fate in nobody's hands but my own in that regard. Because then you have to do it again, and you'll probably get a 3-star, which means you're red zoned, because they're gonna be like, he's mixing the jurisdictions.
Right. They do shit like that.
Hey, yeah, go ahead.
I had also sent in like a citizenship statement like ahead of time, just without the passport, for them to have on file, like saying, I'm not a 14th Amendment citizen or whatever, I'm out here operating in good faith. Like I'm not here to cause any harm or anything. Something similar to the explanatory, but
right.
Like it's brief. It's way more briefer, notarized. I did it on one piece of paper. I put the notary on the back, signed it, and certified the notary. So not only notarized, but certified too, just for them to have on file. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, essentially at the end of the day, it's you making a claim as far as who you are, being a non-belligerent, non-combatant, and letting them know this is what your status is. They will go by how you fill out the application, and then if you add any statements, they're going to use that. One of the things we learned, and this is in my explanatory statement, so I'll throw it out for everybody at this point, is that when you're doing this, if you're getting hassled, you have to understand that the average agent is 99% of the time used to doing this for U.S. citizens. Mm-hmm. Okay? So if they give you a hard time, you can message them back and request that your file be transferred to the legal department for a legal determination. And they will look at it with different eyes, and you will get different results. So, but yeah, you should be good.
I would also say, if I can interject.
Yeah, go ahead.
Expect to have, it might be more pushback coming, because you might have a lot of new agents. Remember, man, a lot of people lost their jobs behind that whole one something thing. A lot of people refuse to get Pope. You know what I mean? There's a lot of new heads in there that have been already indoctrinated. So if you get some pushback, it might be because you got one of the new guys. And it's the same principle for employment, man. If you out here traveling between 9 to 8 a.m., you're probably going to run into a rookie, because rookies get the crappy hours. So he don't know nothing about traveling. All he think is if you standing in front of him, he got jurisdiction. He don't know any of that stuff. So remember that too. It's the same principle.
Heard you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to wait for that BC now. So I appreciate it, because I was ready to pull the trigger. So.
Yeah, everybody's ready to jump the gun, man, but it took you years. But see, that's how they get you, bro, though. That's what they want you to do, is they either want to wear you out or they want you excited and not being confident, man. You got to look at this like, be smooth, like my man Finest Thing over here talking to the females in the club, man. You got to go in this, just relax. You got to assume the flow, bro. You got to already mentally be like, I already got the draw. I mean,
GTD, said GTD.
All right, we're getting
that's dope, though. That's dope. Nah, you're right. You're right. You're absolutely right.
But those are their
tomorrow is the SS5, so I'm getting that out the way. So.
All right, yeah, man. We've been knocking them down.
I just be guessing like the more the merrier helps. Yeah. I mean, I talked to you. It was over after that. That was it. It was over after that.
Bro, we've been making so many accomplishments. I could make a whole series out of our successes, but that's because there has to be remedy. When we're going into these things, a lot of the problem at times with the IRS or whoever else, we're not asking for remedy. Remedy is a way out. They have to have this. They can't box us into something that there's no way out of. They can't tell
Hey,
us.
that's what I learned.
This.
There's always a remedy. There's always a loophole. There's always a way out. God has made it so that there's always a crack, a loophole somewhere. Ain't nothing that's not flawed. There's nothing that's not flawed. There's a way out of everything. There's a remedy for everything.
Speaking of remedy and speaking of loopholes, if you guys are into that kind of thing, I would highly recommend this reading right here. This is like I'm reading like 3 books at the same time right now. But this book right here, man, let me tell you something, bro.
What's that?
This book tells you, this is called The Paper Trip.
Okay.
I got 1 through 5, I believe. This book right here tells you how the Social Security Administration works. Did you know 2 people can have the same Social Security number at the same time? It happens actually pretty often. You can get a whole nother.
I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah, dude, you can get a whole nother Social Security number if you actually write a letter or affidavit notarized to the Social Security Administration that you have reason to believe that your information has been compromised. Now, I don't know about you, but if you heard about the Equifax breach in 2016, pretty much I'd say 80% of the population's information was compromised. Not to mention that not even just Equifax. I think TransUnion had a breach not too long ago. Facebook had a breach, not that they would have your social, but they would have your other information. You know, a lot of these companies have had breaches. So if you can write a letter to them stating that, you can actually get a whole other Social Security number.
Yeah. Don't they classify it as a CPN though?
Wow, that's crazy.
Credit protection number?
It doesn't say that in the book. It literally said another Social Security number. That shit blew me away. I was like, damn, I didn't know you could do that.
So,
But the whole time, I feel like the social was the problem though, because that's what they're attaching everything to.
Right. Until you SS5 it and change that status. Huzzah.
Yeah. You might have said a little bit. You might have said too much there.
No, that's old school. That's old school. You know, they been knew about that. That was like the next step after the passport. You know, you're supposed to hit that SS5. But I know a woman, she had a kid. I think he might be about 6 now or 5 now. She never got him a Social Security card because she was already put on the game. So she never got him one. So if he ever run into the cops when he get older, they ain't gonna have no way to connect him to anything in the legal system, you know.
They'll try to use the address. That I have seen that. A lot of them try to use an address on file, but there's ways to deal with that too. That's probably also.
But when they enter in the case, when they make an actual case out of it, they're gonna need a Social Security.
Yeah, they're gonna try to do it. You're right. They need to charge something. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, Mel, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna bring in Monty in here, but definitely travel safe. All right, brother.
Yeah. I appreciate the love. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm almost at work. Have a good night, gentlemen.
All right, do it to it, brother. Hey, what's going on, Magic?
Can you hear me?
What's good?
We got you, brother.
Yo. Man. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of y'all changed my life, bro. It changed my life, really. I did have a question though, because like I've noticed the more I started like taking on this knowledge and information, my life, like literally, the more I learn this stuff, is like the Matrix. Like shit starts happening. Like out of nowhere. It's literally waking up in a movie.
It's the awakening, man. This is happening, bro. This is real life. Like it might sound like words, but what do they teach us in school to learn how to spell? Well, every word that you spell it's your spelling. It's a spell. And the more we know this stuff, the more we're elevating the energy, man. You know, it might seem like just some stuff they talk about on movies. They've been telling us what's really going on in the movies for years. We just haven't been listening.
Facts. Hey, I'll tell you, man, I'm a Scorpio. So like I can tell you right now, I just seen this conversation that we having right now, and most people would think I'm insane, but like it's really that real. When I realized the knowledge y'all was giving was real, I went to go purchase a phone, right? And it was from a phone.
You're breaking up a little bit, bro. You're telling too much.
Something like, hey, stop there. That's enough.
Yeah, say it again, bro. We didn't hear you.
Yeah, they got you muted. They can't hear you. Let them call back in, yo. Call back in. I want to hear what he got to say.
Yeah.
They got you muted, yo. We can't hear you.
Hey, I'm gonna back you out. Just come back in. Use the link. Come back in. All right, because we can't hear you. Try to reconnect. Yeah, they don't want you saying whatever you're saying.
Remember that time last month on my channel when I was live streaming and I was about to say something about the two-way and I had went to this website to show y'all something and they kicked me off the live. Y'all remember that? Last year I was like, all right, they slowed it down at first, like, all right, chill. Then I did it again. They was like, kicked me right off the live. I had to get back in. You can't say too
all right, here. I'm gonna try to bring them back in. Let's see if it'll try it now. Can you how about now?
Yeah, they deaded him.
No, we can't hear you, bro. Well, a little bit. They like, nope.
Nah, folks, you're gonna have to get off that iPhone 8 and go get you a 13 or something, folks.
Yeah.
Word. But yeah, man, that's what they do, man. That's what they do.
Man, every time, man, you don't never see this happen on other live streams. But anytime people hop on live streams and get to start breaking down some info, it's all type of lags and internet connection dropping.
See, one of the things, I don't know if I told this to you guys before in the live, keeping it on the G, like when I tell you guys that like they've sat outside my house in my old place, they have bugged my phones. They have
that's common right there.
My emails, to the DOS, all that stuff, man. It's full life, dog, for real. You know what I mean? Like they're, I even went outside and talked to the cats in the car. I was like, hey, what's going on? I knew it was in my neighborhood. I was like, nah, you're not from around here, bro.
Exactly.
I was like, hey, so what's up? We started talking. This cat forgot his whole place and started telling me some inside stuff. Ain't no regular person knowing this kind of stuff and then hipping me to stuff sitting where I used to live. Like, come on, man. Like, nah.
So I don't like that. I would have had to move.
He had to get him out. I mean, ain't nowhere to go, really.
Move, bro. The moon.
They probably have been waiting for you at your new place.
They will be the movers.
Right.
Oh, me.
They're gonna be like, this is a great place to put your TV, bug.
Go said that.
But yeah, so we've been making some progress, man. We've been knocking it down on the private side. Let's just say there's a lot of stuff, once again, as we always said, that we can't talk about, but lots of fire things, So all we got to do is just keep doing what we're doing. So to address kind of like what you were saying before, Finest Thing, the movement in what it is was here before us. We're here during it, but we're definitely helping to perpetuate it. And it's gained momentum, magnanimous momentum. All right. And just, I'm seeing people, I'm in some groups on Facebook with a different name. And I'm seeing people in there passing my videos around, some of Six's videos around. And I'm just like, man, that's crazy. Like people are moving on it.
You know these people. You don't even, you know how many people you don't know, but they know you.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Bro, I was out eating the other day and this dude was mugging me from across the bar. I'm with my people and I'm like, oh, this cat trying to get down or something. So dude comes walking up. I'm like, hey, I'm about to handle this business. He's like, hey, are you the Badwolf? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, man, I love your stuff, dog. He's like, oh, man, I wasn't sure, but I was like, he's like, you just got your look, man. I kind of thought it was you, but I wasn't real sure. So I was like, oh man, I appreciate it, blah blah. Like I was like, oh my God, but it's flattering.
That's a beautiful thing. That's your impact actually going out there in the world and making a difference. And then that was the proof of that coming back to you.
Yeah. So like I said, man, I check your stuff out, Six, everybody's, and I look at everything. I try to stay hip to it and then just keep doing what we're doing, man. But see, the whole thing with us is that a long time ago when I was doing this, when my channel wasn't nothing for years, y'all can go on my YouTube and see when I got started in this, it was years ago. But the whole thing is that it was easy for them to just go, boop, we're done with you, boop, we're done with you. And nobody knew really what this was. Then the pandemic came around, everybody started down. studying this. So that's what I always tell people. Don't really worry so much about them, because never underestimate the greed of the other man. Their greed did this. They knew what it was. And that's what helped put all of this into the power play in the first place. So whereas if they wouldn't have done what they did, this wouldn't be as big as it is. Them doing this created an environment to make people want to learn and to want to find remedy to get out of the BS, because they knew it wasn't right. So that, with the internet, YouTube, was a perfect storm for the awakening. And I cannot prove this, but I will say from various sources that the elites know that the awakening is it's here, and it's the inevitable. And though they don't like it, and they're going to fight it tooth and nail, but they already know, by some even Six, to go along with what you were saying about the whole Mandela effect and whatever. A lot of that, according to this person, multiple people actually have said it, that's them playing with the timelines, plucking the strings to try to find a way around this, and they can't. This is what has been said.
Because even if you try to do some shit like that, like, dude, there's certain events that have to happen. You know what I mean? You can't avoid everything. Certain things have to happen. You know what I mean? Oh, we can hear you.
Yeah, we got you know.
Yeah, this finna make me make a YouTube channel, because for real. But what I was saying, I tried to purchase a phone from a phone place. So you know who owns a phone place. And I went to use my credit card. And I signed it, the way you're supposed to sign it, without prejudice, UCC 1-308, and then I accepted for value on the back. And he made me sign it 3 times. But wait. Now, I was a cashier first. I'm 23. My first job was a cashier. So I know when you grab that receipt and you put it under that register, they took it. But he told me, no, you need to sign it again. So the second time, I did it the same exact way. And I told him, I'm not going to, if you make me sign it again, I'll sign it the way you want me to sign it. But I need to take a picture of those first 2, because that's my property. You didn't sign anything and all that. So he wouldn't hand me over the receipt. He told me if I grabbed the receipt, I would be considered a criminal. He called me all types of things. Oh, wow. It's like, oh, wow, you're not even from here. Oh, wow. That was crazy to me. But he just kept on going. I tried to get the owner's information. He would not give it to me. So I had to go back. I was trying to do a private business matter.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't want me to do private business. So I ended up getting illegally detained about 2 days later. He called the police on me. Now, I was trying to speak to the owner, because the owner told me he would be there that day. But when I came back to the establishment, that same cashier called the police and said I was trespassing, even though I never entered the premises. So I told the police I was a foreign national. The older cop acted like he didn't. And by the way, I keep my certificate of live birth in my car. I hadn't finished all the process, but I knew enough to know keep that in the car. Mm-hmm. So he was talking crazy to me, the younger female officer. I was trying to be nice to her. I was like, look, I don't want any smoke with you. I just rather not speak to you, because it's gonna escalate. But it's like she's new. So
hey, nah, female officers just be like that, bro.
Oh yeah, I know. I was trying to play it cool though. You know what I'm saying? They had their body cam on and all that. He didn't want, they escalated the whole time. Long story short, to go through, I didn't argue with them. I kept it cool. I told him I accepted for value. I even asked him, is this a commerce issue? The older officer said, I don't know what commerce is. I don't know what that means. I said, what? So I asked him to get his commanding officer. He told me no. He said I would have to leave the scene to go to the precinct to go get his supervisor. I said, if I do that, that means that's a whole different situation. I can't do that. Why can't you call him up here?
So, get him on the radio.
Oh yeah, he didn't want to.
You should have asked for their bond numbers, man.
Their cars were pointed 2 different directions from my vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
But I asked him, was their dash cam on? It was on. Then they told me I was going to be arrested for trespassing. I said, how can you arrest me for trespassing if I never went in the building?
Right.
Well, you were there to conduct business too.
That's what I said.
So I mean, you know what I mean. You can't really, unless the owner really trespasses you or something like that. I guess that the cashier could be considered a trustee of the building at that point. But
I told him I was going to travel to the next building next door. That's what I told him. I said they don't own the lot. I can travel to the building next door.
Right.
There's nothing that says I can't do that. Then after that, they chose to arrest me. They didn't tell me why they were arresting me. All they did was put my hands, but I didn't fight them. They grabbed the wallet out of my pocket. He emptied my wallet. He touched my social security card.
Mm-hmm.
And
you can't keep that on you. You gotta leave that stuff home, bro. You can't keep the ends legions. That's what they're looking for.
They want anything. First of all, they violated your rights. Okay, there was no restraining order. You can be asked to leave. You weren't trespassing. You physically didn't go on there. So we know that's all BS. All right. So that's one of those things where you write up everything. You file a complaint against them. You go after their bonds, and you might have to take them to court, federal district court.
Federal court. United States Code Title 241. They don't care about anything else, really. You send in a complaint, and they investigate themselves and find nothing wrong.
Right.
Like the federal district court is the only way you're gonna get any type of remedy. That's the only way you're gonna get.
I would still say just to humor them, because they can say, "Well, did you go through internal affairs?" Hit up the IA just for shits and giggles, just to say you've exhausted all remedies.
Yep.
Once you exhaust all remedies, you can graduate to the next level. But that is 18 United States Code Title 241 and 242. That's conspiracy to deprive of rights because they're lying about what you did. And there's 242 for basically an arrest or kidnapping, pretty much, of you because you hadn't done anything wrong, and you already told him you were a foreign national.
Oh, he was speeding. I told him when he was transmitting my social to the bank. I told him that you were traveling 90 miles an hour and you texting and driving. I'm gonna need you to slow down. He told me, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "Oh wow,
I believe it."
So I'm just like, oh, "Okay."
I'm gonna tell you something, bro. A lot of times when you see these people doing stuff like that, like if you sign it a certain way and it irritates someone, and here's what I'm gonna say: not everything is what it seems. Not everybody looks what they actually are. And I'm not gonna go too far into that because I know this is Wolf Channel, but everything ain't what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you did everything right, man. You can do everything right, and it might feel like a loss or you took an L. You didn't. Okay, it's just when they don't know the law and they don't know, the superior law, and they think that you're operating as a citizen, they're going to treat you as property. Right. And so even though it's not right, you have to know how to then escalate it from here. So I agree with what everybody's saying here. And it's true. You're only going to find the true remedy in the federal district court. We're just saying you file your complaints with the various, because then they can't use that against you later on to say, well, did you at least try to talk it out? Because that's the proper way of doing business. So we cover all those little bases. So that way we can be like, yep, did that. Let's get the lawsuit on. I'm trying to make that $500,000.
And I definitely want to say, and I'm gonna end it on this. I think it was a FTW that said it. Man, I told them, like, well, they took my finger at every point. I told them I don't consent. I made sure to say I don't consent to any of this. Y'all didn't even convict me. I don't consent. But they held me for 24 hours. But for one, they had me for trespassing. When they actually processed me, they changed it to disorderly conduct. I was like, how can you do that? Said,
yes, that's them lying, playing them games.
Then
they're gonna throw it out though.
Then when I went to the court, right, they changed my name. My name was totally different. I was the last one. I was the only one that represented myself. So the sheriff came up to me and he was like, "Oh well, you need to go on and go to the clerk. It's a different name. We can't try you." Sitting here like,
yep. If the name is different, one of the cases I won, and I usually don't talk about cases or whatever else, but was because they had spelled the person's name different by one letter. Mm-hmm. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Anything from there is bonus, but that means that you do not have the correct vessel in your dry dock.
That's not me.
Yep.
Crazy.
First of all, we've never been 14th Amendment U.S. citizens.
Yeah, that's not me, and that's not anything I have any association with.
Nope.
Period. It's not even my assumed name.
And they're not even supposed to take you straight to the because the reason they take you straight to the prison is to process you so they can get paid.
Even on the bond, they said no
straight
warrant.
to a magistrate.
They should have brought you in front of a magistrate, so they deprived you of your rights at that point in time for that. And then when you got to the station, you should have, if I'm sure you probably did, if you didn't, always ask for a commanding officer and explain that you have a foreign national here and that your guys have waived their state immunity because you've informed of your status, and I am a federally protected national, okay, or a guest of the United States. And if I haven't committed any crime, then what your guys did is a federal offense.
Mm-hmm.
But as always, I do recommend people having that passport card and book done and have it on your person and tell them, hey, here it is. Because even if they arrest you with that, have that commanding officer or that magistrate run that card and see what happens. And don't listen to them when they say, sometimes we can't run those. Those are not compliant for us. Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, they just don't want to see that screen flash and tell them, you better let him go before you get that lawsuit.
I definitely say, I'll end on this. I definitely say that going through all of that made me see why you say you can do something. You should probably back it. You know, you it's a lot of stuff you can do, and you know, but it was a good, like, this woke me up, and I was just like, oh, so they really don't have. It's all a show. It's all a show.
It's all entertainment. It's all business, and you have to become a master of business and a master of understanding entertainment. You know, that's why magicians are rarely surprised when they watch other magicians, because they know how they're moving. They know how they're hiding the rabbit. They know how they're pulling the whatever, the what, you know. So we have to get that. So these are what you're going through, and I've gone through, what Six has gone through, what Finest Thing has gone through. These are the growing pains of this movement. Just like, you know, Martin Luther King and this and that, whatever, they went through their trials and tribulations. We're going through the same thing. We're on the edge of the razor blade. Okay. You know, we're living this life. You know, I'm not pretending. I literally have my plate right here. I've showed it to people. You know, I travel. I do this. I'm out here. Six does. You know, Finest Thing does. You know, all these people.
We don't even walk to the store. I try to tell folks, walk to the store, man. Like, walk to the store. That it's simple. Like, it's so simple. Walk to the store. Do that. Exercise your rights, man.
Yeah. You know, give them a chance to know who you are. Send out your affidavits. You know, one of the biggest things you can do is change your name from the legal name back to your given name or your spiritual name. That means you are not the same entity. Make your own ID. Get one online. I'm working on being able to sell some to people if they want to go through me. Leave that old legal name that was transmuted from the free version into the federalized state one. If you answer to those that ens legis, that legal name, they got you. You're using the 2-digit abbreviation for your state that's copywritten, they got you. You're using the zip code that they own, you're using the benefit, they got you. Leave all them things alone, rename everything, throw all that stuff out, or keep it distant, but use it as you see fit, but never agree to be that person. Sign your thing or autograph your things differently, because if you move the same, you're going to get the same results. Like, I don't know who James C. Lovett is, you know what I mean? You might catch Lord James, you know, Charles Lovett, or James Chandler Charles, whatever, of the family of Lovett or nation or clan, but you're not going to catch just James C. Lovett out of nowhere.
Exactly. Another thing, too, how they get people, they used to get me with this all the time when I was like 18, 19. They'll take the ID and they'll say, is this you? And I used to get pissed off because I thought they were just being stupid. Like, yo, what do you think? It's me. Yeah, that's how they got you. If you're saying, you're saying you're an ID, and you know that ID belongs to the state. It doesn't belong to you. So basically, you're saying you're property of the state. Got you. Take this parking ticket. Take this traffic ticket. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They try to get to pull you in their jurisdiction.
Speaking of that, oh, my bad, man.
What your mailing address is, all that stuff. They try to use that to yank you in their jurisdiction, man. So how you answer questions, because remember, they can rarely get a case against you unless you just rat on yourself. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then they got you dead to rights. They happy to get you because you just admitted it.
And any information you give them is incriminating yourself, and you have a right to not incriminate yourself. So most of the time, if you just shut the hell up, like these lawyers were saying, they don't have nothing to work with. We're giving them the ammo.
Yep.
They can't process you even if they take you down and you don't give them any type of ID, they can only hold you for so long, which is still illegal because they haven't verified the person that they have.
Like 72 hours max. Like 72 hours, I think they can hold you max.
I got two questions, and I know I keep saying but I'm really these.
It's cool. It's cool.
To piggyback off what A6 said, I had figured by the time when I was in holding that because they didn't make me dress out. You know, it was certain stuff they didn't make me do. Now they did have me sign one thing, but one officer saw me starting to put that without prejudice. He ripped it up. He didn't even let me speak. He ripped it up.
But hold on, time out, flag on the field. But what's funny is then they've been telling people, oh, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't work. Why are you even doing that? You're just wasting your time. Okay, play ball.
Ripped it up, man. And I forgot my last question, but look, y'all are doing great work, man. I appreciate it. Y'all inspired me to make a channel. I'm into herbalism, all that. Maybe y'all will see me make a channel and talk about health and being health is wealth and why you should be more healthy and how it changes everything. You might see that, man. But y'all doing great work, man. Keep it up.
Hey, we appreciate you. We appreciate people like you, man. Definitely. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We're gonna go through these little bumps and bruises and whatever else, but we're gonna keep it pushing because everything from here, there's a reason why these they fear the awakening. Okay, and it's not just us doing it here. We are just but one drop in the bucket in the world. There's so many things going on in other countries right now that they're not showing us on TV because they don't want us to be like, oh, they acted a fool over in France. Right. South America is on that rip with that stuff, man. They tearing it up. You know, they don't want us to see it.
Here. It's funny.
So all we got to do is just do what's in our heart, man. All we got to do is just keep it moving. That's all we got to do. Just like in video games, you stop, you die. Keep going. That's how you get through. And if you're going in a direction where you're not getting any resistance, you're going the wrong way.
100%. You feel me?
Real one. Peace, y'all.
Compared it to video games too, you can't even knock that. Like
GTA, the realest game you'll ever play.
Shoot, man, I heard about there's a dude who jumped on my channel. Matter of fact, he inboxed me and he said he had gotten transported to like 4 or 5 different jails because every time they tried to book him, he would write without prejudice. He wouldn't write his name at all or sign or autograph his name.
That's how you do it.
Without prejudice in what is it? A script, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every time they're like, you can't do that. Sign it again. Sign it again. And they would try to threaten him. I'm gonna beat your ass if you don't sign this the right way. And he would just sign it again. They was like, all right, whatever. You'll get this motherfucker out of my face. They ended up transferring him to another spot. He started to write it down. They said, get him out of my face. This dude was transported to 5 different jails. Back and forth. And it was I can't remember what it was for, but it was something stupid too. But it was, they test you.
Oh yeah, they're gonna play with you. They're gonna see what you know. And like I said, people are always like, well, Wolf, don't they bother you? I was like, very rarely. I was like, because they already know what they're gonna get.
Exactly.
I was like, they're more focused on the people like him who haven't jumped the fence yet. You know what I mean? Like he's close. He's got the paws up on the fence ready to go. But see, that's the one that the farmer goes after. Yeah. Nope. Come here, sheep. Make
an example out of him, right?
We're outside the fence. They're like, those are lost causes. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, fooey.
A dude told me he had a few warrants and stuff, and he like changed his. He seen my video and changed his status. Well, actually, somebody else seen it, and they put him on game, and he changed his status in the middle of all that, and he ended up getting pulled over or something, and they arrested him. And when they were like trying to book him and like trying to process him into the jail, they were like, all his warrants just collapsed into one, and we can't really see anything. Like it's an inactive warrant. Like they were like, we don't know what's going on. We never seen anything like this before, so they had to just let him go. Type stuff. That stuff blew my mind when he told me that.
Shit, I got a story. I can up you on that. There's a national, and this is a story for all you nationals out there who procrastinate. When you start walking this path, you better keep moving. There's a dude who had his passport longer than me, and he actually helped. Besides finest thing walking. he actually helped, give me the game on it pretty much because the dude he lives near where I'm at. So the dude actually, I talked to him and I was like, he was going through his wallet showing me something, and oh yeah, absolutely. So he was going through his wallet showing me something. I was like, yo, you still got your driver's license in your wallet? He was like, yeah, I be procrastinating. I ain't get rid of it yet. I said, dude, mark my words, bro. You keep that driver's license on you, you're gonna have a problem. Yeah, I know. I just got to get rid of it. I tried to take it back to the DMV, and they told me I can't turn it in. They tried to he was like,
boy, these MFers, bro, will lie to your face.
oh my god! I mean, they're bankrupt. They're already dishonorable. You can't, and then that's why when you go in dishonor, you always lose because they're gonna beat you with experience. They are staying afloat from dishonoring and deceiving people. So when you fall into dishonor, also that's how they get over you. So look, dude, never took the driver's license out of his wallet. Now keep in mind he'd already been switched all the way over to foreign national status. So he's on the side of the road on a Saturday night at I think it was 3 a.m. or something like that. The bewitching hour and all that stuff too. So he's on the side of the road with some lady or whatever. She was in the front and he was in the car with her and his car was behind and he's got the private traveler tags.
Yeah.
Police officer pulls up behind the car, not the car he was in, but his car behind. So they come over to them that was in front and they said, you know whose car this is? And he was like, yeah, it's my car. And they was like, oh, okay, well, we're about to tow it. He says, no, I don't consent to you towing my personal property. He was like, all right, well, it's not registered. It doesn't have a tag, such and such. So we're going to tow it. And he said, I need to get your supervisor. Minutes later, supervisor comes in. So you got basically 3 police officers. Anytime you get pulled over as a national, 3+ police officers for intimidation factor. So
yeah, for sure.
And they come up like, yeah, so we need your documents or whatever. He said, yeah, it's in a private trust. So he goes and says, I need to go in my car. And, no, I'll go in your car. So he ended up breaking and smashing his window to get in his car. Broke his window to get in his car, took his information out, gave him the envelope. So he says, y'all just destroyed my property. Y'all going to pay for that. He said, we ain't paying for nothing. We're going to tow it. And if you keep talking, you're going to jail. Now, keep in mind, this was after they ran his passport. But he started to get mouthy or whatever. So they get the information and they say, yeah, there's no proof that this car is registered. So we're towing it. So he sits on the hood and they said, you need to move or you're going to be obstructing justice or something like that. We're going to lock you up for obstruction of justice. Long story short, he don't move. He gets put in the cuffs. They search his wallet. And they found the driver's license.
You're done, son.
Good. He was good until they found the driver's license. He said he said at that point they told him he was under arrest. So they got that driver's license.
I do not keep it in my wallet at all. I leave it right at the crib. I do not use that at all. The only time I use that is when I need a rental car, and I'm always out of state and out the country and stuff like that. So I need a rental car.
Well, you can get the international driver's permit though, right? You don't even need that mofo. You can literally go onto the IIA website and get an international driver's permit.
Hey, we should be riding on that before we ride on a state driver's license for real.
Or get the Department of Transportation, the DOT plate.
Oh for sure. Nah, that's been a remedy for a while now.
DOT plate. Oh yeah. I remember he was talking about the DOT plate a while back. Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man. So they ended up having him up. So they locked him up though. I don't know what he did when he was at the station. He did something. But they held him for 2 weeks. And, he said he was basically talking to Jim Pop, explaining him the information. They was like, yo, you smart as hell, man. He was asking him questions. He was cool. He ain't had no beef with nobody when he was in. He ended up getting the case. They threw the case out completely. And then they held him another 7 days after the original 7. They held him for another 7 for some other warrants he had that, the warrants just pile up, but they can't make an arrest at that point. So he had to go to court for that. They threw that out. They dismissed that. So that was 2 cases. So he said he's just going to go back to court for the other ones and get them all dismissed. But he had some affidavits he put in, and he showed up on his proper persona, sui juris, and they dismissed him. Sometimes you got to fight, man. Especially if you procrastinate.
You always got to fight. And that person that just said something about the passport not expiring yet, you have to turn your passport in with another application and another DS-11. And redo your information, and you can just get your passport redone. You don't have to wait till it expires. I don't think anybody that already had a passport waited till it expired before they switched their status. So I will go ahead and do that now, like for sure.
And
another thing, what I did, bro.
Another thing is way too many people in here and not enough likes. There's no reason why we shouldn't have way more likes in here.
Get the likes up. The like button.
It don't make sense. So go ahead and hit that like button because
they too busy like this.
Right. We do all day because they we kick it and they think we party all day and we having fun all day. My head is in research all day, bro.
All day.
I'm trying to learn something all day. I'm filling my head with knowledge all day, bro. This take real life effort and energy, bro. And then we coming and bringing it to y'all for free, so we could at least get some likes up in here for real, though.
And make sure you subscribe to A6 and Finest Thing. Get on their channels, check them out, see what they do. Another thing I just found out, if y'all see this video I just made on it, the passport after it expires, you have up to 5 more years, and you can still renew it with a DS-8082. Without having to do the whole process over for certain peoples that applies to.
Yeah.
Yes, even though it's expired and say it expires today, I got 5 more years where I can just renew my current status as a national the way I already have done it, because the DS-82 doesn't have your parents' information on there, so you can't change that citizenship. That's why you have to do a new DS-11. You can't just do a DS-82 and update because that's. I mean, I'm sure it's by accident they didn't put that on there. I'm sure it wasn't purposely that they left.
I know, right? They're not them type of people. If they put that in there for us so we could switch our status, just like how they used to have that in the DS-11, talk about that non-citizen national, right?
Yeah,
right, guys.
It used to have state citizen on there. They said in the late 80s, they used to have an option for U.S. citizen or state citizen.
They wouldn't do that. No.
You know what? Finest Thing, it's an oversight. We'll talk to upper management. We'll get it right back on there. Don't you worry about that. We'll take care of that for you. All right. I think we're going to run it for about 15 more minutes, and then we're going to call it for today. So by all means, everybody, make sure that you guys hit that bell, like, subscribe. Check out Finest Thing, walk in, check out A6 on their channels. And we're going to answer a couple more questions. So, hey, if you guys see questions, just jump in and field them for me. Both of y'all, go ahead. And then we're just going to keep it moving, 15 minutes, and then we're going to call it. And everybody will have a great night. And we're going to move forward on this. Albert Taylor says, got 30 likes in 30 seconds. I haven't even been paying attention. I don't even see that where I'm at or what I'm looking at right now. I don't even see nothing.
We just went from 90 likes to 130.
There you go.
All right, there we go. Appreciate y'all, each and every one of you, man.
Yes, sir.
Like I said,
I got stonewalled. I'm trying to get my subscribers up. They stonewalled me around like 1,760. So they slowed my channel all the way down. It must have been something I said. I don't know.
Hey, join the club. Hey, I just got over 1 million views in the last month, and now all of a sudden I can't get no views. They throttled my channel.
Bro, they throttle you.
They just took my monetization off like 2-3 days ago. Bro.
What? Oh, that's crazy.
Bro. Yeah, bro. All type of stuff. They on my ass, bro. And I just had like over 1,000 or something subscribers in just a few weeks or something. Then all of a sudden, all that stuff slowed down. Like they throttled.
You be going in though, man. Come on now.
I've been doing that.
Now I appreciate both of y'all being good on my platform here.
Oh man, I had to edit myself heavily. I go in on my joint, yo. That's why they stonewall. I never
see y'all so business professional. Well, Mr. James Lovett, I appreciate you on your channel. You're doing a fine job. I just want to let you know.
I had to watch my language. I had to change the subject matter, man. It's crazy.
We got to make it work for the general audience right now, you know.
Hey, I know. I haven't really talked to you, Finest Thing, like on phone, so we'll have to hook that up at some point, man. But Six know how I be getting down in real life. But this is my what was I called this last week? My Obama voice, and we're just doing good business. This is I'm doing commerce here. Yes.
Word. Straight up, man. Straight up.
Boy, your ass sound like Obama for real. Yeah, I ain't talked to you since like we was on the thing with your cousin.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't your cousin no more.
I mean, you know, family gonna be family. We may not always agree, you know, and stuff. And that boy's still on some wild stuff, but we gonna leave that alone for now.
Oh, y'all funny as hell.
Oh man, but yeah, I'll hit you up. If not, just email me or something, or after this, I'll give you my number. We can hook up, see what's good with it.
Oh yeah, we gotta go harder than ever now, and especially you got that, you got the juice right now. So man, you gotta start going harder every day. For real. They depending on you. They loving you for real.
Man, I've been, as you see, I've been trying to bring it to them, man. Like that's why even me and you on the same page right now on the federal rule stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? We got to elevate.
Yeah, because I feel like that's what the people really need. If we can all get comfortable with federal court, see, just hearing federal district court, it scares the average person.
Yes, sir.
I ain't going to no federal court. Like what? You feel me? I can't even handle state court. What I look like going? So if we can get people comfortable with going into federal court, and what people don't understand is federal court sticks to the rules, unlike state court. So if you can learn the rules of federal court, you're good. Like period.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that the lower courts are legislative, okay, and it's private, so they can feel how they want to feel about you and your position, and give you something, turn into a contract, make money off of you, and then away you get sent. The federal district court is for two dissimilar jurisdictions. So they're acting as the U.S. citizen. Okay, we're acting as nationals. That's where we are supposed to go. We in our normal correct capacities, our birthrights as nationals, we're not even supposed to be in the lower courts. We're waiving our rights to be in there. We're giving up stuff to be there. So we take them up to where we are. Now they're outside of their little pomp and pageantry jurisdiction, and they're dealt with directly. Okay, so they're all on trial. We're there, two different jurisdictions governed by a third who goes by the Constitution and case law.
Yep.
That's where we need to be. That's it. It's a wrap. So we have to get personally comfortable with it. We have to get other people comfortable with it, because that's where we're going to always find the remedy, the support.
Exactly. You can't go to the state to try and sue the state or get the state in trouble. They're not going for that. You have to go to the federal and to bring the state in the court, and then make them play ball,
That's why they tell you can't sue us. You can't sue the state. Yeah, you can sue the state and federal. You can't sue them in their own stuff. How you gonna come to my house and then tell me about the stuff I'm doing wrong, and then you want me to do? Man, listen to what you got to say. Get out of here. Move around. You know what I mean? Right. You're gonna hold me. You better go get grandma or something.
To answer your question, I'm a blue belt.
The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Yes, sir.
Bro, I will dog you. You
won't, bro. I will tear you up, bro. He ready to go get his medals. He wanted some off-brand championship. Dude, I was a bronze medalist at Eastern Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu IBJJF New York. Bro, that nobody ever goes to any of those tournaments, bro.
Fuji?
Nobody cares about Fuji.
Oh, you tripping, boy.
IBJJF, bro. When you rank it
next week on the Badwolf channel.
when you rank it IBJJF, then you can holler at me, bro. But ain't nobody care about no food. I ain't never heard of Fuji.
Show me your gold medals, please. Do you have any?
Anybody can take gold medals fighting some nobody.
Oh my God.
I don't even do them tournaments, bro. I do Eastern regionals.
Oh man, y'all wow,
because you still gotta have athletic ability to win a tournament, no matter where you go, though.
Oh yeah, no, hey, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is one of the most physically exhausting things I ever done.
Yes, sir.
I ain't gonna lie.
Boxing is in a class of its own, though, man.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's the same thing, but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and boxing is some of the most physically exhausting things I ever done. They both just drain everything you got.
Word, agreed. How do I get my property back after police stole it? You might want to start with an affidavit, honestly. You might want to reach out to a higher court. You can probably, not even necessarily a court, you could probably reach out to the, I would personally, if it was me, I would contact the affidavit notice to the CIA, the FBI, Secret Service, everybody who pretty much has a precedence over top of them, and let them know your status and all that good stuff too. Better have your serial number. And also it's good to have before stuff like this happens. That's why I tell people it's good to have your UCC1 and make sure you have all your property on the UCC1 listed. Because if you have superior claim as a holder in due course and somebody seizes that property, they owe you whatever your fee schedule is. And if you put them on point with a fee, this is why I tell y'all, preemptively put them on point with a fee schedule. Don't like wait until something happens and then be running around like a chicken.
That's
with
what
your head cut
everybody
off.
try to do too. They wait till something happens.
Yeah.
Talking about.
I didn't have dudes hit me up telling me they going to court at 12. I'm like, I'm about to go to work. What you want me to do?
Bro, I get that all the time, man. Like, oh, I got court tomorrow. What can you do for me?
Like, what you want me to do? I'll go to judge.
Wish you well. I would for you, Miss Lady, I would also contact the chief judge, okay, who's a real judge, and then I would also contact the sheriff department and contact the head sheriff or somebody, because that's why those two don't really get along, because the sheriffs are supposed to be on the constitutional side and the police are the low-level functionaries. So let the sheriff, who's constitutional, let you know, hey, this is my status, and these mofos over here took my stuff. And then send your affidavits like Six said. And at the end of the day, you might have to take them to federal district court and get your stuff back and make $500,000 off of them. I'm telling you, that's going to be the benchmark. Every time the one dude in Florida won $404,000 from the police stopping him for a 15-minute on the right to travel in federal district court. So
I was just going to say, this happens in federal district court. That's why we need to get comfortable with it. People are getting hundreds of thousands of dollars for the cops breaking their constitutional rights, violating their constitutional rights, like literally. So that's why we need to get comfortable with it. And that's the only way anything is going to change. If they know they're making us rich because they violating our rights, that's the only way.
Agreed.
And I got a few on the way for them, like seriously. And I used to think like the sheriff, they stick to the Constitution more and all that, they're more constitutional police and this and that. But I started to see their true colors too.
Yeah.
They would drive around me. If they see my plates, they'll just go right around me. They wouldn't even pull me over or nothing. But then they got to the point where they'll pull me over. And then I just got into it with the sheriff a few months ago. I went up to the courthouse. I was going up there to file some paperwork. And when I'm walking in there, they running up on me, calling me somebody else's name. You feel me? So I'm not really paying no attention to them. I'm finna hop on this elevator. Then they calling me the name, and I'm looking, and they, are you him? And I'm no. And they give me some ID, this and that, But I don't have to give you no ID because
am I being detained? What the
exactly.
You're right. Aren't you a public official? You're a public official. Give me your name and your commanding officer and your badge number.
Exactly. Exactly. So they follow me on the elevator. They stop the elevator from closing. I'm like, ain't no cameras on here. Let me get up out of here. I hop off the elevator real quick, and then they stop me by the staircase because I was finna head to the staircase, and am I being detained? Yeah. And I'm for what? They was like, because you're not telling us the truth about who you are, and as soon as we can find out, we're about to arrest you and this and that. Oh, really? So I'm being detained right now. And I'm like, what reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime do you have that I committed? And all this, I'm running them through it and stuff.
There you go.
They're getting mad, and I'm like, all right, so if you can't articulate a crime for me right now, then I should be on my way to go upstairs and file my paperwork, right? Can I be on my way? And they're like, go ahead. So as soon as I do that, they follow me into the staircase, and I start going up the stairs, and one grabbed me by the arm.
What?
So I run back out the staircase because ain't no cameras on the staircase. I'm like, oh, y'all ain't finna beat
try to get you real quick.
Beat me up on the staircase. Yeah. I'm not going. So I run back up out of there and all that. And he yelling at me, and he like, so you telling me? And then I'm like, man, these people trying to get down on me. I'm trying to tell the metal detector dude, it's like, hey, help me, bro. They trying to get down on me. And then he was like, so you telling me this don't look like you? I'm like, you serious, dude? They ain't look nothing like me. And his dreads was short all the way up here and stuff. And I'm like, oh, what? So just because he black and he got dreadlocks, y'all act like we all look alike. And then the other one start giggling like, you said it, not us. What? Like, yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. So then he's like, get out of here now. I'm like, why do I have to leave? He was like, because you have no business in here. So I started walking out the courthouse, and I was like, somebody's expecting me upstairs right now. And there's going to be an issue because of this, because you're kicking me out right now. And he was like, well, what are you doing here? I was like, I told you I need to go upstairs because I have some business upstairs. And he was like, well, get up there, get out before I arrest you right now. This and that. And, just talking to me crazy. So I'm like, man, give me y'all business card, y'all need y'all badge number or something. So then they hand me their cards and all this stuff. And then there was another one that wasn't part of it, but he witnessed everything. So I'm like, I notice him and I walk over to him like, yeah, let me get his car because he witnessed everything. And then while I'm doing that, dude walked up to me again and got the pointing in my face and his spit flying in my face. He like, you either go upstairs or get out of here now before I arrest you. You know, cussing at me and stuff, this and that. Yeah, so I just walk away at that point, like, all right, because I see the camera up there, I'll peep it. I'm like, bet, I'm finna Freedom of Information Act request, you know, because that's what I do anytime I get into anything with them. My Freedom of Information Act request, everything. And that is a powerful tool that you need to know about. Anytime you get pulled over, they pull you over for no reason and let you go, or just pull you over with some BS and you know they didn't have no reason to pull you over. You need to Freedom of Information Act request that footage, and they have to give it to you by law. FOIA request, FOIA, FOIA. Anything you need to know about your county. If you need to know how they spent y'all tax money last year, how much they spent on this, how much they spent fixing potholes, anything you need to know, they have to tell you that. You turn in a FOIA request requesting that information, and they have to tell you. I need the radio communications, all radio communications involved in that incident on the night of June 23rd at around 3:30 p.m. The incident that happened on Wall Street, blah blah blah. Yeah, I need all that, and they have to give it to you. It's a powerful tool. FOIA request. You need to look into that. If you don't know what it is, you need to look into what that is tonight. So basically, I requested from the county. I need this footage now, and now I got it. I filled out that complaint, and I put it in, and I'm already going forward with a federal district lawsuit. And that's
assault. They're assaulted you.
Yeah, all types of stuff. And he touched me. It's all type of stuff going on. You feel me? So I got a lawsuit against the state. Against the police, against the sheriffs. Just all type of stuff building up around here. You feel me? So y'all want to keep playing? Y'all finna make a new hustle for me, I guess.
I'm gonna say one more thing, Walker. Let me drop one more piece.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
So a lot of y'all asking what pops up when they run the your passport. Freedom of Information Act, that information, and look at what he saw on that computer. You can see it for yourself.
There you go. Fire, dropping gems. Yeah, mess with us, you're getting gems. We ain't rocking low-level boots over here. You know, we done been through this. We doing these things. That's how we have the knowledge. You know, it's because we've been through it. Like I said, we're all walking on the edge of the razor blade trying to get this, you know, for y'all. But see, what we're doing is we're lighting little fires, all right? We're not out here making big splashes. We're just trying to light a whole bunch of little fires, and once we all pick up the torch and start running with it, then we can burn some things down, you know, appropriately. Figuratively, I'm just saying, don't go out there and doing stuff like that. I'm saying, not yet.
Because you know the big scary monster in the woods, he's even scared when people gather up with their torches. You know, that's what people gotta do. We gotta all pick up this one little torch and go face this monster in the woods. On me, for real though. That's what it really is. When it's just people getting singled out, that's how we getting defeated out here. When you getting singled out and they're making you look crazy in court, like you don't know what you're talking about and you don't understand anything and you need a lawyer and all this and that, that's what's gonna get you ate up out here. But if we really start sticking together, imagine you got a court case, right? And a whole bunch of people you know is gonna show up to be in the audience of that court. When you have court, right? They're going to see the people standing together. That's intimidating. You feel me? That's real life intimidating. And they see the judge maybe railroading you and the people start, hey, that's not right. That they all in the crowd. You know, that's intimidating. That's really intimidating. People standing together, family, that's what's really going to move this forward.
The biggest thing that they don't want is for us to know this knowledge and know how to use it. That's the biggest thing that they are concerned with, because then their house of cards all come down. That's why, like, we have to share this knowledge, share these videos, hit that like, hit the bell, subscribe, add up my people. You know, these guys are fire. We've been on this together for years, and you know, can't stop, won't stop. So that being said, I want to turn it over to Finest Thing, and then we'll hit A6, and then I'm gonna say my final goodbye and thank yous, and then we're just gonna call it for the night, and we will do this again. I know Tuesdays work better for 6. Finest Thing, what about you? Is it a decent day?
You said next Tuesday?
Well, a Tuesday in general. I'll let you guys know, you know, before then or whatever.
Next Tuesday, that's fine. Whatever. But yeah, that's fine with me.
All right. Finest Thing. Then plug all your channel and whatever you want to say, and then we'll toss it to Six, and then I'll close it out.
YouTube, Find the Stain Walking. Instagram, same thing, but no spaces or whatever the case is. Make sure you subscribe. Go check out some of my videos or whatever the case. Share, whatever the case is. And also know this. Stand for something. Like, real talk. You need to stand for something. What the people don't understand is that if everybody took everything to jury trial, the system will fail just off that. People don't even understand that. If everybody decide to take everything to jury trial, the system will fail off that. So stand for something, for sure, for sure. Don't think that you're just one little part and you can't make a difference. No, for real. Stand for something. And make sure you come follow me, subscribe me, and hit me up if you have any questions. I'm on Instagram. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me directly.
I just want to address this for Cheryl real quick. Cheryl, it's okay. There's probably more nationals in your area than you know. What I tell people is either one, go on Facebook and you be the person in your area that people can find. You don't have to have all the knowledge. Just make the wherever you live in, Chicago, Illinois, U.S. Nationals, whatever you want to call it. Host it. People will find you and let the people start just getting in there and putting the information. That's how you start with that. Or you can contact any one of these guys, or we also have the Badwolf Unincorporated on Telegram. Go on there, join, and then ask, hey, who's in my area? I've got, just since I started that channel, 130 some people already, okay, over the last week. And they're like, I'm in Arizona. Who's in Arizona? We should connect. This is how we do what we got to do, okay? So I'm going to turn it back over to Six, and then we'll close out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The foreign national, born natural with A6. I rock usually live Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We cover everything, current topics. We talk about a little law. We talk about all the stuff we discussed here and more. A lot of stuff is I talk about is very interesting. We'll put it that way. But yeah, so come check me out. If y'all want to follow me on Instagram, A6 grind time _ all one word. Follow me there, and then on YouTube it's A-6 _ grind time on YouTube. Follow me there. Show me some support. Hop in. If you want to donate, you can do that too. $ Anthony Lawson IA6 on Cash App. If you want to send a donation, that'd be great. And anything I pretty much get goes towards fixing up this office and all that stuff. I got my camera upgraded from y'all donating, so thank you so much for that. I'm very grateful. We out here to basically discover truth. Whenever you listen to these type of things, make sure that you have an open mind, because the mind is like a parachute. It works best when open. So with that right there, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back over to the Wolf.
All right, Cheryl, I see you said you're in Canada. Okay. So for that, there are people up there doing what we're doing down here. The system is basically the same. It's owned by the same owners, essentially. So the same things that work down here will work up there, but you guys have different names. So while you're up there, a person I think so far is running it pretty well there's a YouTube channel by a guy who goes by A Warrior's Call in Canada. He's the Canadian version of me and Six and Finest Thing. So check him out. I vetted him pretty decently, but I haven't followed all of it because the stuff doesn't really, it's different, from here. I'm trying to focus on what we got right in front of us. But yeah, A Warrior's Call. So check him out and then see if there's any other groups up there. Anybody alone, join a group or start a group. You shouldn't be like, hey, I'm alone. Yeah, you ain't going to have your family and friends just jump all in on this. I've been doing this for 20, 30, whatever plus years. And I converted 5 of my own friends and family. I got on here and find other like-minded people. Now my friends and family, hey, you got time for me? Book a consultation with A6.
Word.
So that's about it, guys. I want to first thank all of the people in the audience. I try to do this at least once a month. I'm going to try to do one or at least one or probably 2 now, twice a month, every 2 weeks or something like that. And so thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting Six. Thank you for supporting Finest Thing. Thank you for supporting yourselves with this information, because you guys could have been like so many other people out there. Oh, I don't believe in that stuff. We show you guys where to get the info. And if we mess up, we show you, hey, this is where I messed up, but here's how you don't mess up. Okay, so vet the information, whether it's even our stuff or the next person's, because at the end of the day, it's going to be you dealing with it. All right. We know what it is. We know we're telling the truth, but we need you to know it as well as we know. We're not just here giving you breadcrumbs and gems to be like, oh, I'm going to do a little bit. Like, you have to move this way. This is not something you pick up and go, oh, yeah, I'm a national. That should be good, right? And then they start asking, well, what makes you that? And you don't know where it comes from or how to stand up for yourself. They'll just keep stomping on you, you know? So take care of yourselves. I personally also want to thank A6. I want to thank Finest Thing for jumping on, and all the other people that were on here earlier. And with that being said, take care of yourselves. Stay wise, stay woke, stay aware, and we're out. So that is it. Badwolf is over now. Thank you, guys. 6 and Finest Thing, hang out after, and then we're gonna call it a night for the rest. So we'll talk to you guys later.